this guy really dressed up like me in his video. I love it. I like this guy already. I like him already. He has a good sense of humor. This is gonna be interesting. If y'all have not seen just a snapshot, this dude, he looks crazy as hell with his shirt off and these damn construction glasses on. Trying to look like me. So I'm not even hit play, and I'm already in stitches. So this is gonna be fucking fun. Let me go get some more drink, folks. I finally got the doggone thumbnail to work. So this is gonna be very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. I can already tell right now it's gonna be good. So hopefully in this exchange, we get some of those questions answered, because I think I'm doing a pretty good job of trying to address where he's coming from. But man, looking at like the decrepit version of me in the mirror is gonna be interesting. So, all right, let me roll the thingamadoo thing I have down here, oddly named, and so we're gonna get on with it. We're gonna get on with it. Oh man, look at that. It's like looking in the mirror. If the mirror was from an alternate universe where I'm not successful. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Look at Big Onk. Look at Big Onk here. Now this, folks. This, matter of fact, before I even begin anything, I had to go get me a beer. This was so funny. This was so, because I clicked on that and I said, no, this motherfucker did not. He did not start cosplaying me. That's funny as hell. This is the shit that I'm talking about, folks. This is the shit that I'm talking about here. Somebody go, one of you motherfuckers go here and subscribe to Big Onk. He need one more to hit 200. One of y'all motherfuckers come over here and do that. Man, look at this. One of y'all come over here. Where's the link at? Let me get that. Go hit that so you can get 200. Wearing the same shirt, yeah. Man, oh man. Look at this shit here. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it here. Look at it here. Look at this here. Ah. And look into the future, yeah. Oh man. Here we go. Gotta get ready for this one. Gotta get ready. Alright.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dragnauct again with another one. This should be interesting. Honey, did y'all turn the heat up or something? I'm hot. You can't have the heat up like that in Texas, sweetheart. Get your ukulele out and play that song for you. You don't want Miss...
Okay. Oh man. Well, you can't have this kind of fun with G-Man. You gotta say, you cannot have this type of fun with G-Man. This is too fucking great. This is, matter of fact, did y'all get this man 200? Just from that alone, that's worth it. Where you find these people? Doc Savage sent him. There we go. He's over 200. Fuck yeah. There we go. Thumbs up. I don't care if he tells me my mama's pussy stinking this. I don't care. This is fucking funny.
I stole $3,000.
Thank you, Bobby. Doc Savage like turned me on to this dude. I don't know how Doc Savage, like, he has some weird radar for strange people. I don't know what it is. So shout out to Doc Savage for this, because man, I'm trying to finish up the rest of my Shiner Bock, by the way. Okay. All right. This is going to be hard to get through because I'll stop laughing.
Because he play ukulele too. Maybe if I put a shirt on, maybe I won't be so hot. DeRoy Cruz here, your life applications officer. I'm back to being DeRoy Cruz, my regular old ugly 53. Had my 53-year-old birthday just a few days ago. I'm so old I done forgot about my birthday. My daughters had to call me, tell me that it was my birthday. I forgot about Father's Day. My daughters had to call me.
I'm kind of disappointed that it was short too. I just like I was hoping like he'd do a little bit, but there's only so far you can carry that gag, but still, like that was good. That was good. What time I'll have to do the show? Tell him Friday. Tell him all day Friday. I'll have time. And let him know, Sabella, that it'll be kind of an exploratory thing. I'm not trying to go in on them just you know who are Black Hebrew Israelites, what are the camps, that sort of thing. Since Kiefer Ben Israel don't want to step up to the plate, knowing that's his fucking people, that's fine though. You can stay and laugh at other people. I see you. What's going on? You thought you were tripping? Yeah, we all tripping today, man. This is like Christmas in July. Is it July? Is it? It's no, it's still June, I think. Is it? No, it's June. It's not July. I'm tripping hard. I'm scared. Yeah, I know you are. Man. I was upset, folks. I was a little upset today. Today, I was like, man, there's some fuckery going on. And sure enough, G-Man made a boring ass video. I thought it was gonna be more entertaining. I'm like, okay, whatever. But shit. I said, you know what? The missus is not gonna be home for another what time is it? Oh, can't do that. Oh shit, she's gonna be home in like 8 minutes. Or getting off work from 8 minutes. So I was trying to get some scrimps before she got home without her, and my favorite shrimp place, Crab Kings, is closed on Monday, so I was sad. But then I saw the drag parody, and I was like, you know what? My day got better. It's like Von Helton and Sister Cherry had a kid. Oh god, you know, I really have any of y'all actually sat down to listen to a discussion with Sister Cherry where she doesn't have G-Man on her titty? That woman is just terrible. Like, just there's nothing about her that I really like her voice, the stuff that she's saying. Just there's nothing really there. I'm trying to figure out how she bred with someone, how she shut up long enough for somebody to breed, but whatever. I'm just being petty because goddamn, if you breastfeeding a grown man, you better have something to you. But that's just me and my conception of things, but I could be wrong. Anyway, oh man.
And well, no, they contact me on Facebook and remind me that it was Father's Day. And out of all the people was my precious stepson that told me the first. He beat Facebook at it, you know. God bless him. Good kid.
Facebook reminded him.
A result of my Christian faith in the Lord. I can't say that for all my children, but my stepson, even though I came into his life late, like my girls were there. You know, I have my girls, and then I have my stepdaughter. I know my stepdaughter since she was 5. My stepson since he was 12. And my stepson and his wife, good Christian family. They go to church. They keep in contact with me and members of the church, and you know, the good kids.
What if they go to a different church?
They ain't kids anymore. They're grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. But I'm not going to bore you, as you put it, Mr. Dragnauct. I'm going to go straight through my notes.
There we go.
And I got my notes off your last video you did of me, which I hope you understand that I did that video directly to you.
They put my name in it.
Not the masses. This video is to the masses, as well as to you. To you first, and then the masses. Let me get there, because I got a lot of notes here. I got another atheist video I'm getting ready to do. And here we go. Going by what you said on your last video. I wouldn't call this a dialogue, but I will call it, you know, let me tell you something else. You said in your video, you know, you understand why there's so many homosexuals today and so many atheists today, because if you sit down and talk with these people, bull crap. Okay? Bull crap. I've sat down with people and asked them, and they can answer all their dumb reasons why they are LGBTQ/atheist/liberal, okay? But, okay, they have no clue as to why there are so many of them.
Okay, fair enough. Real quick, I'm sorry, Wilson. Shout out to the trash bag over the window. I did notice that. I was like, maybe somebody busted his window. He's like, fuck it, I ain't replacing it. I don't know. I'm not gonna fuck with him about that though. I don't know. Maybe it's just hot in that one. I don't know. But okay. So let's just go with that. Let's go with that. All right. Let's go with the people that you spoke to don't have a comprehensive knowledge on as far as the history of LGBTQ or a history on the rise and the proliferation of atheism. Okay, that's fine. That's cool, right? That's my go-to. Let me explain for me. I don't like when other folks talk for black folks. So if there's a topic that revolves around black people, let's say if there was a comparison between the Creoles in Louisiana, like myself, and the Gullah Geechees, like where my wife's people come from, people who aren't in those demographics probably shouldn't be talking about that, because you know what the fuck do I know about being Irish in New York, right? Or Italian in not Italy. So I feel it's best to go straight to the horse's mouth on a lot of these issues, especially people who are actually educated on this. So especially, and you heard me in my one of my last videos when I said I'm not going to try and speak on bisexual issues, because I understand from talking to people who are bisexual that there is an erasure of bisexual people from the LGBTQ narrative. I understand that because that's what they tell me. I don't have these type of proclivities, so I'm not privy to it, and I'm not educated enough to speak on it. So I have to defer to them. But that's with a bit of a caveat. So if you don't really have people around you of this nature, then it's kind of hard to have that dialogue. And obviously, you can't be educated on everything or informed on everything if there's a lack of information. Got you. Even if there are certain people who may fit those criteria, they may not be as well informed on it either. So you know what? You just kind of taking shots in the dark. Cool. Got you. So that being said, with the internet, we have access to a plethora of sources, or I should say resources, such that we can reach out to understand one another. Now, I feel as though you kind of have already made up your mind about some of these things, but that's just the impression I get. I could be wrong. I'll back away from it the second you correct it. But with that being said, there isn't something all of a sudden that just flips over in people's minds and say, you know what, today I just like dicks in the ass. I don't think that, something tells me that you being heterosexual doesn't work that way. I don't think that tomorrow you'll wake up and say, oh man, I saw a workout magazine the other day on Men's Health, and man, my dick got so hard looking at that guy's abs. You know what? It wasn't like that yesterday, but today's the day. I want some of that. Something tells me you're not that type of guy. Neither am I. Neither are anyone else who don't, really have a taste for penis already kind of ingrained in them from, I don't know, mostly genetics. So, let's acknowledge that some of these things are within us already. Some people have kind of a natural born skepticism because more folks just seem kind of inclined to believe in certain things. It's just based on their environment, based on how they were raised, based on, based on genetics. It's a combination of things. I don't think there's just one sole thing that just controls everybody. I don't think that that's the case in nearly anything. So let's try and couch this narrative in such a way that we acknowledge that there is a body of knowledge on this topic. There are people who are literally trained, have PhDs, and have done numerous studies on the topic of sexuality and sexual orientation. And we could just as easily defer to them instead of just going by personal anecdotes. Now, I kind of don't want to have to go there because something tells me you don't want to sit down and do a whole bunch of reading, a bunch of stuff that you probably don't really care about. But it is possible for me to kind of field the audience and try and see, well, you know what? I do know a few folks who are bisexual and who are gay and all that kind of stuff. And I can just as easily find the ones that are informed and then have them make short little videos, and I can just play them here. And then they can tell you themselves based on their environment. Some are in Canada, some are in the US, some are in Italy. You know what? It is what it is. There's gay people everywhere. Hi, Fabio. So it is, I think, incumbent upon those of us who aren't in the know and who aren't amongst these groups to try and reach out and understand before we start making certain proclamations based on, our lack of interaction or our lack of knowledge.
And what I'm trying to explain to you, Mr. Dragnauct, is when you get up in the morning and you see something flying around your house, you don't say, oh, well, like you evolutionist people, well, this is planet Earth. You know, people believe in God and God wasn't perfect. That's saying two things. Two contradictories in one. Don't blame it on God, okay? A gnat's flying around your house. Do you leave the gnat alone and let him fly around your house, or do you kill the gnat? Or, I don't care, you can put him in a jar and take him outside. But you don't leave the gnat in your house.
I use a bug zapper.
Okay, doesn't just stop at gnats. This is a summary of what I said in the last video. I know you don't have the gift of discernment, but I'll say it anyway. That gnat, it doesn't stop at a gnat. It goes into spiders. It goes into other insects. Then it goes into mice. And sometimes it goes into rats. And if you got a big old possum running through your house, not only is your house filthy and dirty, you got a hole somewhere. How did a big old possum make his way into your house? He didn't squeeze his way through the crack in the door. You got bigger issues going on. And that's the way I see the world today, Mr. Dragnauct. We got bigger issues than, oh, well, I don't understand why Mr. Cruz spends so much time worrying about what the LGBTQ community is doing, and him and Mr. G-Man wondering why they so worried about, what do you get out of worrying about what do you get out of worrying about Christians are doing?
Oh, okay, I see. You were making an analogy. Okay, because I was lost there for a second. All right, so yeah, I have a bug zapper, and it's summer, and I live in the bayou, so you can probably figure out what the bug zapper's doing right now. So you are seeing these issues and so let me try and offer a summary, folks. To Mr. Cruz, the house is our society right now, all right? And LGBTQ stuff are insects invading the house. They're an annoyance, but they're not really pertinent. They're on the periphery, all right, if you will. There are peripheral issues that can be kind of passively addressed, but they're an annoyance. They're not something that's incredibly detrimental, all right? And so this is something that's interesting because now you've kind of juxtaposed my concern with Christians and in society with Christian concerns with LGBTQ. And so that's a good question. You know, so Mr. Dragnauct, why are you concerned with Christians? Awesome. I don't see LGBTQ folks going into the legislation and trying to change, the rights for people, because time and time again, we have people who are making laws that disproportionately impact LGBTQ folks, such as not allowing them to marry, such as not allowing them to have access to certain medical rights and anti-discrimination laws. Like, those are the kind of things that I'm concerned with, because if Christians are going out here trying to make LGBTQ folks second-class citizens, as somebody who served, I have a huge problem with that, because I didn't serve just for straight people. I didn't serve just for dudes. I didn't serve for just dudes who are 6 feet tall. I serve for United States citizens. That includes the people who like to suck dick and people who don't. That's not something that I like seeing, I like hearing, because that's ridiculous. That Christians certain Christians take it upon themselves to do stuff like that. And I reiterate, the Christians who think it is their job to try and quell the rights of LGBTQ folks, such as the instances that I mentioned, that's what I have a problem with. I don't have a problem with people believing stupid shit. That's on them. But when it starts impacting people's lives, because John and Jake up the street fucking each other has no impact on my life at all. Jill and Margaret down the street holding hands and kissing has no impact on my life. It makes my pee-pee hard, but that's about it. That's it. If you want to compare those two things, the Christians who are trying to take, the certain ones who are trying to take rights away from LGBTQ folks, that's the possum in my house that needs to be kicked the fuck out before I make a hat out of him. So that's something that I think is a great example of kind of the disconnect between folks who are kind of like my mother. She is a Christian, but she's more of, I guess, a laissez-faire, Christian, where she is a live and let live. She's not going to go out here and vote against the rights of other folks, because especially as a black woman, she knows kind of, she knows a little bit about history, and she's like, where have I seen that before? Not going to do that. Not going to do that. And she's going to tell you what she believes, and she's going to hold to it. She's a staunch Christian, and whatever, but that's where she draws that line, right? And I wish other Christians would draw that line too. I'm not saying that, as a Christian, you can't vote along the lines of your faith, but when you go out of your way to start trying to snip the rights of other folks, we got a problem. We got a big problem. And that's when you draw my ire.
Let me tell you something before I get into my notes. This is how I got into YouTube. It was atheists that got me into YouTube. It was atheists that got me into YouTube. Why? Because I would go to a Christian channel that ain't got nothing to do with atheism. There ain't no atheist videos on that channel whatsoever. And you have some douchebag getting on there talking about God don't exist. Go get a real job. God don't exist. You're a effing blah blah blah. All this profanity and all this garbage. Because this man wants to talk about Christian music. Because this man wants to talk about, why somebody should be baptized or the Trinity or whatever. These are not atheist topics.
Okay, so I disagree. So here's let me first address Sup Mr. Cruz, because I think I know the time frame that you came around. So you may not understand. I've said this and I've been tooting my own horn. I've been around here. I'm technically a third generation YouTube atheist, right? Back when YouTube atheism was real fresh in the early 2000s, I was just a youngling. And then you had the second generation of people who were influenced from them and then became popular. And then I started noticing them myself because I, believe it or not, was deconverted with help of the internet. By people doing stuff like that, helped me kind of come out of this weird fog, this mental fog that I had concerning my own faith, not other people's, just my own faith. So I don't agree with people just going to folks' channels and saying, oh, you stupid fucking Christian, Christianity is just bullshit and you're stupid for believing it, and all these other kind of insults. People did that during a particular era because it would incite anger and it would cause an exchange. And so that drama and that sort of thing acted as fuel for a lot of people's channels. And that was a typical thing. You go and you find a fairly innocuous comment on a Christian page and you just blow it the fuck up. And so you take that and then you migrate it to your channel, just like we're having an exchange now, and there's people from both our channels, subscribing and watching and viewing it. That was the kind of the scheme that folks use to build their channels. Now, not the best one, but it's something that people did. And again, I don't really approve of that. I think that's a dick thing to do. When I come to people's pages and I say, I want to exchange, I'm fairly respectful about it, unless they're being a complete douchebag, then I'm not. So yeah, he is talking a little bit fast. I'll have to speed him up now. I didn't notice that. So, but here's the thing. When you are, a lot of older people don't get this. It's not just you. It's not just you. Because my aunts and uncles, there's quite a few of them that don't understand how social media works, because this is new. I grew up when the internet was coming out, so I am more familiar. I've seen it evolve and I've seen kind of what happens, but I think a lot of older folks don't understand how social media works. When you are on any social media platform, there's nothing that's sacrosanct that people can't talk about at all. Just because I make a video, somebody comments on my video from years ago that has nothing to do with them, about and nothing to do on the topic, and they're just like, you know what, you suck at video editing. You know, it's just like just stupid shit, and it doesn't matter. I put media out there on a social platform for people to comment on. That's why when I click this thing down here, exit full screen, I have the ability to thumbs up and thumbs down and subscribe and comment and all this other kind of stuff. That's because this is a social media platform. It doesn't matter if I like it or not. It doesn't matter if I somehow have a robust knowledge on it. I can speak on it because that's how this platform works. And I think that's something that a lot of older folks don't really understand. You know, usually, yeah, if it's something that, you know, should be pertinent, you do suck. Yeah, I do suck at video editing. You can eat a dick, person who sent me that text. It doesn't have to match. There's people who go to every single Justin Bieber music video and just to tell him he sucks, whether they listen to the music or not. That's a part of social media, and that's just something that just has to be accepted. Now, yes, it's provocative. Yes, it's probably not really germane to the topic, but it gets the conversation going. Not the best way, but it's something to get it started.
But yet, this guy shows up on a Christian channel, then I go to another channel. What is it with these atheists? Now it's 2019. This crap's getting old. So now these atheists want to play victim. Well, it's the Christian attacking us. Look at G-Man. Look at Mr. Cruz. They're so involved in what we're doing and what the LGBTQ community is doing. This is what I mean about these Christians. Hold that happy thought.
Okay, so when people saying that G-Man is attacking folks, that's one thing. We have video proof. There's Christians here that have video proof that he's actually trying to attack people. But you, Mr. Cruz, no, I don't think that. From what I think, you just have some interesting positions on stuff, but I don't think that you're trying to personally attack anybody. I don't get that vibe from you. So you know, that's just, let's draw that distinction there. I wouldn't compare yourself to G-Man because he is something else entirely. Trust me on that. That's why I linked those that playlist underneath your last video so you could take a look at some of the stuff we're talking about.
I wish others, atheists, like you, however, I like you. Me and you might be able to persuade each other. You might be able to persuade me to calm down. You ain't gonna persuade me to be no atheist.
Oh, that's a good point, Mr. Cruz. That's a very good point. Now, there are many people here who have heard the story that's not about kind of, I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy to tell you about, you know, what faith you should have. That's not my fucking place at all. I honestly do think some people should stay with their religion. Even though I'm an atheist, I think that there's certain people who can't function. And just to make it personal, my biological father needs to have religion in his fucking life because he ain't all there. Okay, without religion, he's probably gonna go to jail for doing something fucked up because he is one of those people. I know this is hard for y'all to imagine, but when somebody does something to him, he wants to snap their fucking neck. So I know that's real hard for y'all to believe, right? You're right. But his religious beliefs mitigate that urge. And so that's what he defers to. Now, are there better ways to do that? Yes, obviously. I do it without religion. But my biological father doesn't have those tools. So in place of those tools, he has religion. So he needs to keep that, in my opinion. I need to be careful with reviewing this guy too much. G-Man's going to get jealous. Oh, no, G-Man's going to get a fucking blue ball from that. You know, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to check my emails after this. Just, who's this guy? You hear about that Dragnauct? You see the mean things that Dragnauct says to me? I like Mr. Cruz. I might focus on him for quite some time. If G-Man can stop with the remedial reading lessons, you know, because that's just boring as hell.
And I looked at another video today of where you was hating on the G-Man. Nothing in there about God, the Bible, nothing. Just you using Christians, or should I say, using any fault that you can find of a Christian to attack them. Why? Because they're Christians.
No. See, I knew you were going there. So, now think about what you just said, Mr. Cruz. Take some time, real carefully, think about what you just said. There's nothing in there about the Bible. There's nothing in there about religion or being a Christian. Now, if those things are absent from that, and I'm going after him, then what makes you think that I'm going after him because he's a Christian? Let's think about that for a second. Let's think about that. You just admitted that there was nothing religious about my video. Then how could you come to the conclusion that the reason, the motivation behind that was indeed religious in nature? That doesn't make any sense. That's like saying, I hate this guy, this guy's a baseball player, but there's no reference to baseball any way, shape, or form. And I go and I'm talking about this guy, he's short, he's ugly, he's fat, he's lazy, and then people say, oh, you hate him because he's a baseball player. No, the attributes that I literally just named are the reasons I don't like that person. This is what I'm talking about, this Christian victimhood complex. And for some reason, it seems to extend to people who just aren't even a target. Like, that's weird to me. I would say it had to do more with him making threats towards literally everyone. Yes, Mr. Cruz. This Sabella Shepherd, I'm pretty sure you can see the live chat. There are people here who have seen G-Man has threatened my wife and child. So if I have a reason to slap him across the fucking face, that would be it. Again, we can provide receipts. That's not a problem. You notice, if you listen to what I'm actually saying, you don't hear me say that all Christians do this, or you hear me say, you know what, there are some Christians who are doing X. And when I'm talking about G-Man, I target him specifically, and I leave all of the Christians out of it. I leave all of the Christians out of that because he is a special case, a very, very special basket case. So let's not conflate G-Man with other Christians because, again, that doesn't match up at all.
Why don't you do a video on the IRS, or do a video on the government, or do a video on the Democratic Party and their lies against Donald Trump? Why don't you do a video about atheists and how they lie on Christians and how they...
I think I said this in my last video. Matter of fact, Mr. Cruz, just for shits and giggles, you want me to do a video on atheists, huh? Okay, so let me go back to my channel. Let's do this. You guys can't see that. So, all right, so this is my channel, Mr. Cruz. All right, videos. Okay. Now, the one that you see, show receipts, Steve McRae lying again. This person is an agnostic, okay? Show receipts. This is me talking about people who are so-called skeptics and rationalists and non-theists. Destruction. This is a platform for secularists, all right? Secularists, all right? The Jester and the King. Again, this guy's an atheist. So the funny thing about YouTube communities, this is me talking about in general YouTube communities as a whole. So you say that you want me to do these videos. They're literally right here, and they're a day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, like these. They're here. They're on my channel. Yes, he's a Trump supporter. These are on my channel. They're right there. Maybe you haven't seen them, but I did reference them last time. You said that I criticize everybody, and that's part of the fun thing about being me. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, doesn't matter if you're an atheist, you can get it. It does not matter to me. If you are a stupid atheist, you can get it. If you're a stupid Christian or whatever, did I just say Christian again? I don't know, I've been drinking. But how much you want to bet he is an anti-vax conspiracy whack job? I'm trying, look folks, I'm trying my best not to go into science. There's a reason I have not mentioned anything about any of my education this guy. There's a reason why I'm trying my best not to mention it, because I know where it's going to go. I'm having too much fun right now. I'm having too much fun. I don't want to go into that because it's not going to go well for him. All right. So let's continue.
They go after Christians. Did you do a video on the did you do a video on the foundation of the freedom of religion? The name is about as dumb as Black Lives Matter. Okay? Because Christianity never bound anybody to anything.
Really, I could have sworn Christians bound people to stakes and burned them. But no, I get what you're saying. There have been restrictions in this country alone based on Christian morals. I mean, what do you think prohibition was? Did people just kind of come up with that by themselves, or they just said, "Oh, okay, well, that's, come on, let's be honest here, all right? This Christian nation that people refer to by the U.S. as the U.S., this is something that folks take great pride in, because they're able to pay lobbyists in order to pass certain laws. Anti-abortion laws, for instance, are heavily religiously influenced. Just saying. So if we're talking about being bound to something or being, hindered, that's a perfect example. The stuff that's going on in Alabama and Georgia now is religiously based from Christian morals. So, did you not hear about that, or what exactly? So if you want me to talk about that, I can. I'm not too big on talking about social issues in my videos, since, you know what? Not everybody fucking cares. And that's like it. Usually people can kind of guess my position on this. And when they can't, there's a Discord. See, this thing here is a perpetual voice discussion type thing that I have broadcasted. But you can't hear it because I'm not in it right now. But if people want my opinion on those issues, then they can ping me in there and I can go in there and tell them. So yeah, I talk about all types of stuff. It just may not be live.
Neither has blacks been bound to anything since the civil rights movement. That's why they had a civil rights movement. So why do we have Black Lives Matter? We have Black Lives Matter because you don't like white people. Because you think white...
Well, okay, here we go. Now, here's what's fun. All right. Every time somebody says something like this, and people know my position on Black Lives Matter, I don't typically care for them. I don't like any decentralized group. But here's what we can do. If we could just go to the site and we go to About. So let's see what it says. Black Lives Matter Global Network is chapter-based, member-led organization whose mission is to build local power and to intervene in violence inflicted on the black communities by state and vigilantes. We are expansive. We are a collective of liberators who believe in an inclusive and spacious movement, yada, 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 way, narrow nationalism and all too prevalent in black communities, yada, yada, building a movement that brings us all fronts, affirming LGBTQ folks, documented, disabled, women, all types of stuff like that. Not seeing anything here about hating white folks. But you know what? I'm trying to figure out where so there are certain members, and this is kind of the problem, the chapter-based member-led organizations, it's decentralized. There's really no kind of code of conduct. And so anybody could pick up the moniker and just go, yeah, I'm a part of this organization. And they go off and do crazy shit, which some of them have. There's an instance in Canada where someone was openly fucking just racist. Like I'm not even gonna fucking front. Like it was some fucked up shit. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But again, that's a testament to it being decentralized. Anyway, now if you want to talk about black organizations, did I know Bushwick Bill died? Yeah, I did catch that. If you want to talk about organizations that hate white folks, there's have you heard of Black Hebrew Israelites? I'm pretty sure I've mentioned them a few times on my channel, as some of their camps definitely hate white folks. I would say folks out of the what is it? The One West camps? Yeah, folks out of the One West camps typically don't like white folks too much. And I've spoken about them. G-Man talks about ISUP run by Malik Al-Shabazz. Like, I'm just saying, there's plenty out there that I can reference, but the ones that you're trying to reference aren't the ones that's blatantly fitting that description. So I think it just, to me, it just seems like you're stretching that. Like you're reaching real hard where the evidence just isn't there. Because if you're saying that somehow a decentralized organization has some type of monolithic goal that isn't stated on what we just saw, but is somehow carried out through each and every chapter, then that's quite a burden you have there. I don't doubt that it exists in certain pockets, but again, that's a testament to it being decentralized. Show me demonstrably, sir, that is prevalent in every chapter, and then maybe you'll have a point. I think that's fair.
People are better than you. You know, a lot of y'all, they are. That's a different video. I wish others, other atheists, would dialogue with me like Nipple Boy here, Mr. Dragnauct. I wish they would dialogue with me like this. And we agree that atheists go overboard. You said it out of your own mouth near the end of your video. Atheists go overboard with the word indoctrinated. Everybody does. I was using that term in my last video, in the video before that, because
Free the nipple.
The atheists are always telling me, now you looked at my channel, go in all them videos.
All of them.
In all the different ones I did. And count how many times the word indoctrinated shows up in the comments section.
The buzzword, yeah.
Okay? I mean, they use that word like water. Everything about a Christian is indoctrinated. Okay?
Yeah, Allie, you've probably never seen my nipple because I make sure that it gets cut off about right here. I adjust the camera before I hit live, and it stays right there on top of this box of KY jelly. So it's at that height, and it's tilted that way for a reason, because, you know, there's some weird thing where if you show too much flesh, then it flags the video. So yes, I purposely have it right there so you can't see. Even if I stand up and I go like this, I go off camera the second I stand up. So yeah, it's just, yeah.
Let me tell you something. When I became a Christian, it was me that never asked the questions. When I backslid from the church because I got angry with people in the church at 15 years old, which is also the time when I did all my weed smoking and drinking and trying to, you know.
Like you had a good time. Well, I could have swore you just said that you really wasn't questioning anything until you moved away from the church. Now that tells me something here. That tells me something very interesting, that if you aren't questioning what you're hearing, then what are you actually doing? Because let's think about this. If you just say you start reading was it Paul's epistles for the first time, and you aren't questioning what you're, I'm just going to be very generic here, or not very, I'm going to be very ambiguous. When you are reading through any of the epistles and you're not questioning what you're reading, how do you know that you're comprehending it completely? And specifically, you know that there are hermeneutics. You read the Bible using hermeneutics to make sure that you have a proper exegetical reading of the text. Make sure you're not doing eisegesis. If you're not skeptical in what you're hearing and making sure that it comports with the rest of the Bible, then how do you personally know that you're performing a proper exegesis? Every Christian should be skeptical. You should check that, just in general, not questioning God every 2 seconds, but just being skeptical in general as a practice, as a part of you learning this text. You should be skeptical, because to me, it just sounds like you were just believing everything and you got upset, which maybe that was a problem, you know?
Pull girls up under my bed and get them in the back of the laundry room and all that kind of stuff. You know, chasing skirts. You know, my hormones was out of control, just like any other kid.
Get them,
that ain't focused on his Bible.
Slay them.
Okay, I was out of control.
Them.
Okay, but I left the church and I went to Job Corps, where you had atheists, you had a lot of, and this is the thing, I come from experience. Half the population of Job Corps was gay, and one of the first things we had to do in Job Corps was we had to go to a gay orientation class.
A what?
That's not indoctrinated in indoctrination.
Well, hold on. Wait. Whoa. A gay orientation class? Now, I was with you when you were sneaking them up under the bed and slaying them. I was with you on that. I ain't never had nothing like that. That's some gangster shit, but A gay orientation class? What is that? So it sounds like you, as a part of their orientation, they told folks, hey, we work with all type of folks. Some of them might like penis, some of them might like vaginas. Treat them all the same. Don't call nobody out for being gay. You might feel uncomfortable about something. That's what it sounds like. It's like, just treat people like fucking people. That's what it sounds like to me. But a gay because when I hear gay indoctrination, that sounds like they all bench all over a table, and then they just one by one just had this dildo and they were just shoving it right across your prostate and asking if it felt good. Like, that's what when I hear gay indoctrination, I think it's some gay shit to force you to like it. Like, that's when I think of gay indoctrination. But if they're not doing that, then I'm just saying, we may want to find a different terminology for that or something. I don't know. But the gay orientation class, that's new to me.
Your mama ain't your mama. I'm not gay. I have nothing against gays. Why am I being put in a gay orientation class? Class was all about understanding gays and how to respect gays. Like, this is how you pass go before you get anywhere on the board. You have
Okay, so they put so it's exactly what I thought. Well, not what I originally thought, but it's what I thought you meant. They told you to respect people. Well, here's the thing. I know some of my cousins don't respect gay people at all. Well, some of them now do because they're older and they're not, as bigoted as they were. But I know people who were raised to hate gay people. And every time they get around gay people, they start getting fidgety because they just can't stand them. And it's an irrational just fear that they have. Some of them people end up being gay anyway. But, like, I understand why they have these classes, because if you're gay and you're doing your job and you got this dude who's scowling at you and threatening you and stuff, that's a hostile work environment. So it sounds like this company, or this organization, didn't want to have any blowback from some weirdo attacking the gay dude for doing nothing but his job. So they said, you know what? We're putting this class in so you can treat them like people. I'm trying to help me understand why is this class was maybe a day? So a day out of your time, I'm pretty sure that they're paying you. Maybe even if they're not, it's like, okay, you're sitting in a class, you're getting a job, whatever. So you sit there, hey, there's gay folks, you're gonna work with them, treat them like people. Please tell me what's wrong with that, because I'm having a hard time understand. I go through, I think there's all type of, they're called Title IX classes or Title IX courses in universities now, where it tells you how to not sexually harass women. I'm not into the business of sexually harassing nobody unless they want it. But I know that there are dudes out there. I've seen them. I've been around these guys, and they don't know how to leave women the fuck alone. The women tell them, look, I'm not interested, haha, I think, and they brush it off, and these guys keep going, they keep pulling, they keep trying. Because they think if they keep doing little things here and there, then they'll eventually roll over. We got that in the military, exactly. There's tons of sexual harassment stuff in the military because folks don't understand basic things like no. So we got to do this. We got to go through this stupid stuff because there's just some folks that won't check themselves. Just like I said with the other example, there's certain folks who get irrationally angry around gay people. You may not be one of them. I don't think you are. You just are averse to them. I don't think you get angry and want to fight them. But that's why that's there. It's nothing to do with indoctrination. If they're already telling you something that you know, sharp classes, thank you. God, I hate that fucking... Anyway, if they're already telling you something that you know, then why do you care? You're just there. It doesn't matter. If you're not going to fuck with them, then... Okay, yeah, I got to hear, yeah, whatever. Just like any other part of training that you've heard before, that you've already heard. Like, it doesn't matter. Why does that bother you so much, that they're telling you to treat gay people like people? Ask yourself that question. If you have to be indoctrinated into treating a person like a person, then what does that say about the things that you believe? What does that say about you as a person? That's what I have to ask. If treating a person with the same respect as another person is a problem, I have to question your morals. I have to question your religion. That doesn't feel cool with me at all. I'm not down with that. Would I like taking a class? No, because I already treat them like people. But I'm going to do it anyway because I know the purpose of it. So why explain to me why that's a bad thing? If they're not forcing you, if they're not forcing a dick down your throat, what's the problem?
To show respect for the gays, like respecting the islanders in Hawaii, when depending on what part of Hawaii you live in, you're not going to see a Hawaiian. Because as we got more and more rich people, like Japanese and white people, migrating to Hawaii, taking over the land with money because they got it, the Hawaiians are becoming homeless and they're being confined to certain parts of each island and certain islands.
So wait, if you don't see them, then you don't have to worry about respecting them? Please tell me that's not the argument that you're making. Please tell me, yes, there's white people and Chinese folks and Asian folk, whatever, that have nothing to do with nothing at all. Because if you take time and you switch around some of the races and the locations, you can start to see certain parallels. And I'm not going to get into that, but it's a real easy comparison to stuff that we've already seen in history before. I'm just saying. Like, yeah, there's a segue into that. So please tell me that that's not what you're saying. Well, I ain't got to respect nobody if I ain't got to see them. This is crazy. My mother taught me to respect everybody. If somebody, the people you don't respect is the people that don't respect you. That's what I was taught growing up. My mother didn't teach me to hate gays. My mother didn't like Mexicans for some reason. Like, evidently some Mexicans stole from her. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. There's black folks that do stuff. But anyway, she told me and my little brothers to respect everybody. Unless they disrespect you. It's not, well, you don't have to respect them if you don't see them. Why even go through those mental gymnastics? Why not just respect that? What's the problem with that? Tell me what's wrong with that. If there's a local Hawaiian who's 400 goddamn pounds and 6'3", if I only see him once every 20 years, tell me why is it not important to respect him? And anybody who may or may not be 400 pounds and 6'3". Wouldn't it be easier just to say, you know what, I'm just give you this default level of respect, the same respect that I allot every other person? And that can fluctuate depending on what I know about you. How about we start there? That just seems like it's just common sense to me. That was what I was taught. That seems to work out for me in most cases. Because I see this weird mental gymnastics that you're starting to do, and it doesn't make sense. Because think of, I'm going to go there. If there's a white person and they say, you know what, all the white folks in this area are just buying up everything. And it's only just poor black folks here. Well, they don't have to see black folks that often, so they're just going to treat them like shit. Is that okay with you? Because you were complaining in your other video about people worried about what people are wearing, what kind of car they drive, how their wife look, and all this other kind of stuff. So if you are in one of those disenfranchised scenarios, do you think it'd be appropriate for people just to come up and shit on you? If they don't see you that often, if people put you in that spot that you're putting other folks in, would you find that acceptable? Again, this is not rocket science, because you can't complain about people doing that kind of stuff and looking down their nose at you when that's exactly what you're doing here. How do you not see that? It's plain as day to me, because the fact that you had to work these mental gymnastics in order to come up with this weird scenario, oh, well, we don't see them that often. That just seems like that's so excessive to me. That's the kind of rationale that bigots use to do the stuff that they do. That makes no sense to me at all.
So it's the same thing here. Okay? Where am I at here? Oh, this is the dumb thing you said. Where in earth was an atheist ever prohibited from being an atheist? I hear this coming from every atheist mouth, and it's dumb, it's stupid, it deserves to be pissed on. I'm sick of hearing it. Nobody ever kept you from being gay. Nobody ever kept you from being atheist. Transgenderism?
Okay, so hi, person with life experiences here. Yeah, being an atheist, and my mother, I can actually call my mother and ask her if she would be cool, like if we could go back in time and I could just be atheist. I'm pretty sure she would. When I told her the first time after I moved out, even after I moved out, she wasn't cool with me being an atheist. At all. Whatsoever. That's plenty. Literally, you go to any atheist YouTube page. I'm sticking in this day and age, but there's plenty of countries where you will be killed for being an atheist. There's actually, folks, I think it's North Carolina. If you are an atheist, you can't hold public office. Actually, let me actually look that up real quick. I think it's not obviously it's a constitutional violation, but if they ever get challenged on it, it's getting struck down. North Carolina law atheist office. I want to say it's North Carolina. There are states where you technically can't hold public office if you're an atheist. Man, let me see. Arkansas, Maryland, Mississippi, North Carolina. Yep, I was right. It was North Carolina. Article 6, Section 8. The following persons shall be disqualified for office. First, any person who shall deny the being of Almighty God. Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas. Yep. Looks like I'm fucked here in Texas. Yep. Yeah, Supreme Court does rule as void. But still, like, if you want to make these arguments, man, I'm just saying, like, some of us have... that was off the top of my head. That was off the top of my head that I remember that. This is from years ago. So, yes, there are restrictions. There are definitely restrictions. Just like there are restrictions on being transgender in the military. There's a whole hoopla about that. Some of that's been resolved, some of that's been rescinded. That's still in a state of flux right now. So yes, and feel free to look that up yourself. Feel free to look that up yourself. And I literally typed in, I'll tell you what I typed in the Googlies. Let me go back. North Carolina law atheist office. Literally the first link from the Washington Post. So there we go.
There was a lot of transgenders back in the 80s when I was in Job Corps. Okay? Now, they wasn't given special money or anything to get, transgender surgery or some garbage like that, but there were plenty of them and they were having fun. And
okay, so let me make a distinction. People who cross-dress aren't necessarily transgender. That sounds like you may be talking about people who are transgender or people who just kind of, cross-dressing and drag would take the same thing. So yeah, or someone dressing in drag doesn't mean they're necessarily transgender. Now, again, I would love to actually hear from these folks, but people who just don't identify with whatever sex they are going to make that decision. And that's not, they're not obligated by any means to have the surgery, but I'm not sure what you mean by, is there some type of trans stipend that I don't know about now? Is that something that is it? Maybe I should look up, transsexual stipend by government. I have no idea what you're talking about. None whatsoever.
All of us Christians and all of us religious people and all of us people that were opposed to someone having that kind of identity of themselves, we were just all looking back.
What do you mean you were opposed to someone having that identity? Where in the world do people get off saying, I don't agree with your identity? I don't agree with your face. Like, what does that mean? Since when do you have authority over someone else's identity? Literally who they are. If you think that they're mentally ill, that's fine. That's cool, whatever, right? That's you. To me, they're still people. But where do I get off telling you what identity to have? I don't tell my son what identity he has. He is an autonomous being. Now, I guide him and do what parents are supposed to do, but his identity is something that's unique to him. This is one of the mindsets that boggles me. What's your boggle? 10 points if you get that reference. Where exactly do you get off telling somebody what identity you want them to have? Who around here? Who? Tell me. Who gets to pick your identity? I'm trying to just, the Pittsburgh accent is very strange. I don't identify. Simon Phoenix. There we go. Simon Phoenix. Yes. Demolition Man. I don't get that. I do not get that at all. And it's only certain Christians that do this. Only certain ones. And certain Muslims too now that I've seen. Where they tell people what identity they have to have. You don't know that person. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know their life. You don't know their mind. But you're going to somehow point your finger at them and tell them what identity they should have. How many people around here could do that for you? Oh, I'm a child of Christ. Well, that's cool. Whatever excuse you use to preclude yourself from that, that's the same excuse that they're going to use, just from a different source. So, I'm just saying, if you want people to give you certain concessions or certain amount of leeway when it comes to being who you are, then that needs to be reciprocated. That's it. No more, no less. That's it. That is it. Because a part of living in a society, a free society, is people being able to choose kind of who they want to be. And not being forced to because, I woke up today and the voices in my head told me that I need to tell everybody else how to live their goddamn life. That's not how this works. That's not how this works.
Like, wow, really? Okay, like, give me some space right here. Give me some space right here. Like, I don't want them demons blowing off on me. Okay? That's all. That's all. That's it in a nutshell. I mean, and then the same thing with the atheists. Sure, there were plenty of atheists. They were all over the place, but they weren't going around saying, hey, I'm an atheist. They didn't walk up on a freaking, what do you call it? Freaking community Bible day where Christians were getting together and they had the prayer table out there and everything. They didn't show up like Aaron Raw and say, hey, all you guys are idiots. Why don't you go get a job? Why don't you let me have an argument with you? You know what I'm saying? We trying to pray here. He want to show up and argue about some crap.
Yeah. So that's what's interesting about Aring is that he's a provocateur. Like that is what he does, right? Not everybody agrees with him doing that. I think it's hilarious personally, because you will have Chris. Now here's what's interesting. I get accosted by Christians, as do other people in public spaces. So it's interesting that, it's cool when Christians accost folks, but let someone else do it to them for a change, then it becomes a crime. Well, it would be nice. It'd be nice if neither did that. But what's good for the goose is good for the gander, as I said before. He is one of the few people who actually does that. So, and he lets you know where he's coming to anyway. So, who knew Charlie Pride was such a jerk? Oh, Jason Leonard, you're mean. You're mean. But there are ways to go up and have a conversation with folks. If you're up trying to pray, you know what? I don't mess with anybody. They're trying to pray. But if there are Christians, sitting outside my university, I might go and talk to them. I might sit down and have a conversation. And again, that's how I have I think I got two Southern Baptist guys, younger guys a little bit younger than me, and they go and they do missionary work and they do all kind of fun stuff. And we've had some great conversations, but I have a different approach than Arn. And yeah, it's I guess I should say, yeah, it's not Aaron, it's Aaron, like the Pokemon, Aaron. He is a bit more aggressive than the rest. He definitely is, and that's his appeal for a lot of folks. And you know what? It works. He gets the results that he wants. So, you know what? Maybe it would be better if folks didn't do that. But if folks feel the need, such as G-Man, to pull out a mega horn in public and blare it in people's ears because he feels the magical power that was bestowed upon him told him to do stuff because of reasons, then guess what? The magical powers bestowed within Arn told him to go do that. So again, whatever excuse you want to use to excuse Christians, you know what? We alter it a little bit, and that's the same for anybody else. But that's the problem with trying to special plead when people do stuff that ain't quite right, you know. But I choked out G-Man. I didn't choke G-Man out. I shook his hand a little too hard. Just a little too hard. Just a tiny bit.
Is your culture. This is the buffoonery of this atheist, stupid, criminal culture. Okay?
Criminal. So let me draw a distinction because someone mentioned in the chat. Arn Raw is an anti-theist. Not all of us are anti-theists. That's why you don't see legions of people doing that. He is also an atheist activist. Again, not all of us are activists. Some of us are pretty doggone passive and we just say stuff on the internet. A lot of us just say stuff on the internet. But Arn is kind of unique in that he does have a lot of online conversations, but then he carries it out. Matter of fact, I think when next time Arn actually, let me see something for a second. Y'all can't see that. Okay. Yeah, I sent Arn a message earlier today, and he was asking if I was coming to Dallas. So I had to get back to him. So if you have a huge problem with Arn, I will send this clip to him. Let me get that for later, and I'll send it to him for a good laugh. But because I can tell you that he probably doesn't care. He probably doesn't care. Just saying.
Okay, that you can sit there and dig and pick at as many Christians as you want to, but you're not going to cover this up because it's a fact. Ain't nobody lying on you people. This is what you do. Okay? No, it is not possible that people are already gay. Okay? Because I remember coming up as a child of where you take something too far and then it's up to your parents to say, hold up, what do you think you're doing? I remember me and my cousin Kenny used to go in my grandmother's room and put on her wigs. We went from wigs to makeup. Then sometimes we would try on her dresses and all like that. And I grew up in a house with about 4 gorgeously beautiful black cousin women. And back then, black women wasn't all about their weaves. Neither were they all about the Black Lives Matter movement. These black women were all about being real honest, strong, black, moral black women that went to college, okay? And all they wanted to do, they understood if we messed up, we committed fornication. Hey, you gonna be here and help me raise this child or not? It wasn't, oh, I need to fight for abortion rights. We need more abortions. No. She didn't mean to have the child, but she said, hey, you gonna help me raise this child or not? Because if you ain't gonna help me raise this child, I guess I gotta go find a man that's gonna help me raise this child. It ain't about abortion. Abortion never came to their mind. You made the child, it's your responsibility.
Wow, they're so Uncle Ruckus. Oh man, Thank you, Jason Leonard. Ah, man. There's so much. There's so much. So did I catch? I was in another screen, and I was looking up the genetic links. It was a study on twins, homosexuality, but I got kind of thrown off because I had heard that he was playing dress up with a cousin or something like that, and I was like, it's getting kind of awkward. Okay, so where do I even begin? I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. All right, so oh god, oh god. All right. First and foremost, okay, kids playing dress up without a firm understanding of gender roles, and I mean when I say kids, I mean young kids, single digit, don't have a strong understanding of gender roles at that age, nor do they understand the social stigmas behind not dressing in your appropriate, assigned sex. So, or excuse me, assigned gender, not sex. Because I want to make a point in a second to distinguish. Yes, one influences the other. Your biological sex does have an impact on your gender, your perceived gender, but dressing up in a wig don't make nobody gay. I mean, I know some folks who did some shit like that. I wouldn't. I try to put on like big old cowboy boots, but I mean, jeez, I don't. Okay, he's in the chat. What's going on, Mr. Cruz? Putting on a wig don't make nobody gay. Like my little brother who's gay didn't put on anybody's wig or anything like that. Nobody touched him. Nothing. No. Because one of the things that I asked you is that where are you getting this info? It just sounds like you had your own idea about where stuff happens and how stuff happens, but you've not actually deferred to people who study this stuff. That's my biggest problem, is that you're just going based on anecdotes from a sample size of one. You've experienced something, and so that's true for everybody that's out there now. I don't know. Christians having any handles on LGBTQ was long over a long time ago. What legislation? So you've not actually heard recently about the anti-discrimination laws being rescinded in some cases? Let me go get you a citation for that, because that's fair. Let me get you a citation for that. And I'm trying to remember. ACLU. Let's see. No, I don't want. I just want information. Okay. Oh, this one's old. This one's back from 2016. I mean, I can link you from the ACLU if that's what you're looking for. But I mean, you can. You're at a computer, I suppose. But looks like they're tracking that. There's all types of websites. Why federal laws don't ban discrimination against LGBTQ, non-discrimination. There's all types of stuff. Oh, LGBT employment discrimination. There's an entire Wikipedia page on it. So, it's not secular folks that are against that. These are religious folks who don't agree with the identity, as you put it, who don't want to extend these protections to a class of folks who just want to go to work and live like everybody else. So the stuff is there, but I don't think that you want to, because it just seems like to me you don't actually go and look for the information. You just kind of presume based on one experience with somebody or two experiences. It's like, I got it. Because since we're talking about beautiful black women and what people used to do and what people used to say, let me talk about that for a second, because I'm not going to go too deep into that thing. And other than to remark, it does bother me that there's so many folks who are over the hill, so many black folks who are over the hill, because you have survived in a first world nation past middle age, that somehow grants you this amazing insight that lets you generalize entire swaths of people. That is something I have literally never understood. You are one person. You can only experience so many people in your lifetime. But then somehow that one experience in these maybe one or two, maybe three states somehow make whatever it is ubiquitous to every single state in the continental United States. That makes no sense to me. That is a clear generalization. You have the smallest sample size you could have in whatever little area that you're in, and you're trying to draw these conclusions. Meanwhile, people who have traveled the U.S., who have lived in other countries, somehow don't come to these same conclusions. It's amazing. It tends to be people who have moved around a lot and experienced a whole lot don't have these type of views because they've seen more than a handful of people in one instance. That's my biggest issue with this. And it's that, you know what you prescribe for an entire group of people shouldn't be couched within your single experience. Because I don't think that what I can't view the social morose of an entire group of people. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know what, well, black women should do this and act this and do that, this, that, and the other. No, I don't want anybody doing that for me. I am me. I will tell you how I'm going to be. If there are certain social stigmas that I need to be privy to, then that is what it is. We can discuss that. But this generalization that happens should not happen at all. Because again, it's not coming from, you're not pulling up any data. You're not telling me that you're deferring to any type of experts on the field. There's nothing about this that's even remotely emblematic of what's actually out in reality. This is just, I have a personal anecdote, and this is what I'm just going to use to put forth a narrative. And that is not how you go about addressing a systemic issue, especially when it affects, possibly millions of people. If you've experienced maybe 6, maybe 10 people out of potentially millions, and somehow that tiny sample size, not even 30, not even a fraction of a percent, somehow means that that's true for every single one of those other people. Again, we're talking about such a small sample. This is why personal anecdotes really don't mean much of anything. That's why you see, when I mention anecdotes, they're usually a story, but that's not. I'm not going to make that my thesis. That's not the crux of my argument. I want to defer to some literature. I want to defer to some polls. I want to defer to something with some numbers, preferably, and some facts and some figures for me to see. So that, there are people who have gone out and done the legwork and have talked and interviewed to people, because we're talking about social sciences now. We're talking about social sciences. Because if you're saying, well, people aren't born gay because, my cousin was caught with a wig and, said, I don't do that. The fact that you think somebody putting on certain clothes is attached to them somehow transforming their entire sexual identity, that tells me, sir, that you really don't understand how that works. Because think about it for a second. If somebody dressed you, a grown man, as a girl for about 10 years after the age of 10, do you think that you would start liking penis? If you right now put on a wig and a dress and walked outside let's say for 3 hours, how long do you think it'll take you after that to start liking men? If you don't think that'll happen to you, how in the world do you think that that's true for other people? I want to know personally, what do you have to put on? What do you have to wear? And how long until you start liking men? Until you turn gay? If you can't give me a figure or a ballpark, then there may be something up with that. Because I can tell you, I could walk down the street ass naked with my butt cheeks spread, and I'm not going to like men. Doesn't matter. I can put on lipstick and a dress and a wig, still not going to like men. That's not how sexuality works. That's not how sexual orientation works at all. You can take the most butch of lesbian and put on a dress, and she's going to look like a butch lesbian in a dress. That's not how that works at all. Negative several years. Okay. Thank you, CRISPR.
And no, it is not possible that everybody was just gay. When me and my cousin used to put on my grandmother's stuff, course, all kinds of weird ideas were running through our heads, but we grew up with 4 girls that didn't think that was very masculine. They understood that we're women. What you trying to be?
Okay, so I'm going to be very charitable here. You grew up around a bunch of women, and you're a bunch of young boys, so you're imitating the people who are around you. I'm going to be very, very charitable there with that. That's what it sounds like. That's really what it sounds like. But do you? I want an honest answer, Mr. Cruz. Because you're saying that this was like some pivotal moment in your development that somehow stopped you from going down the route of being gay. If they hadn't stopped you, Mr. Cruz, if they hadn't popped you on the hand and kept you from that, do you think that you would like men right now? And I want an honest answer. I was talking about you, G-Man, Priest, and Gospel, when you were attacking in person. I'm not. I already addressed that. It's like you want to know something interesting, Mr. Cruz? We're gonna take a G-Man says a subway. Sabella, can you link me the threat video real quick? Can you link me the threat video so that since Mr. Cruz is watching, I will actually play the threat video that G-Man made towards Mi Familia. And let's show him in real time. It may be easier just to do that. Because she went to the bathroom. Damn it. Okay, we're going to wait. We're going to wait then.
They said, one day they said something to my cousin, Kenny. He backed out but I thought I didn't take them seriously at first. I didn't think they would really get offended. So I kept on doing it. And I asked my cousin Kenny to get into with me, because when we first put it on, all them wigs, all my grandmother's wigs and makeup and stuff like that, they would say, "Oh, y'all so cute," and they would tease us and all like that, And we thought it was cute, and whenever we felt that we wasn't getting enough masculine attention, we felt, well, maybe we'll get some feminist attention. So we put on the stuff. My cousin Kenny, not today. I went downstairs. My cousin Jeannie, she was the youngest. She pulled me to the side. She says, "Do you really think you can be a woman?" I said, "Well, I wasn't trying to be a woman. I just thought that, I was bored and I just, it's snowing outside and take it off. You ain't no daggone woman. You're a man. Act like it. Don't take that crap off." "Yes, ma'am. Yes, Gene. I'll take it off." Go upstairs and take that off. And I never put it on again. Are my feelings hurt? Am my butt hurt? No, it stung when she first said it, but then over time I thought about it as I'm getting older and older and older without it. And I'm thinking, she was right for scolding me like that. Because I am a man. I am a man. I am not a woman. I am a man. And that's what I am. But if she had kept on telling me, "Oh, y'all so cute. Oh, try the other wig on. Oh, y'all so cute. Oh, try the other dress on. Oh, y'all so cute. Y'all so cute. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh, y'all so cute." She had kept on and kept on and kept on. Eventually, I would have got to the point to where I felt like, maybe I'm not a man. Maybe I'm a woman. You can fool them. You can't fool us, Mr. Dragnauct. Argue all you want to. You can fool the secular world. You can't fool us that have been cleansed, that have been washed, that have been set free and delivered.
So, how long do I have to keep the wig on before my penis starts receding? I'm kind of curious now. I want to do an experiment. I went and looked up underneath the bathroom sink and I found one of her old wigs. So, when does the transformation start? I'm curious. I just, I want to know. Because it sounds like there's some link between wigs and sexual orientation. So, I don't know. Wolf King, you don't count because you like traps. You gay now, Mississippi Wildlife. Me too. I feel it. I feel just I don't know. I don't, like, come on. Dress like I get what they were trying to do, but they're trying to set you. They're trying to instill a gender role. They're trying to make sure that, and my mother did it too. You know what? Boys don't cry. Act like a man. Same stuff my mother did. I'm not going to carry some of those habits when raising my son because he needs to learn how to express his emotions. One of my issues now is that I don't express many emotions because I was cultured and socialized into an environment that really wasn't conducive for men to express feelings. So I'm not taking that type of tone with my son. Now, obviously, he is going to learn what gender roles are, but I want it to be a natural transition into the gender role that he decides, if he decides to take. I don't know. He knows he's a boy, so he's probably going to be, he's probably going to be a cisgendered heterosexual boy. But it's not going to be because I whooped his ass. I didn't force him to be a straight boy that he likes women with butts. I know that very clearly. There's a story attached to that. But I have no issues about, even if he is gay, it's not going to be because someone dressed him up or touched him or nothing like that, right? Because I think that there's a lot of misconceptions when it comes to sexual orientation, sexual expression, gender, all that kind of stuff. Because people tend to conflate a lot of these things. There's no amount of time I can put on that wig over there that's all of a sudden going to make me start thirsting after another man. That's not how that works.
Okay? You can fool the secular world. You can fool Donald Trump because he ain't no Christian. He defends the Christians. He loves the Mormons and the Presbyterians, but he ain't a Christian according to the Bible. You can fool him, but you can't fool us that are born again and blood bought, brother. It's not going to happen. Okay? After all your mocking and making fun of Christians and persecuting Christians, we're still Christians.
So what other Christians have I been mocking exactly? I would like some names. And when have I persecuted a Christian? Specifically, I would like show me some receipts on that, sir. Show me some receipts on that, because I disagree with your rendition of what these terms are. Doesn't mean that you're being persecuted or attacked for that matter. I just don't agree with you. I'm not sure what you mean by fooling people. I've yet to see you actually substantiate any of these, because you've offered me antidotes. You've offered me anecdotes of you dressing up in drag as a kid. Sabella, do you have the attack video where G-Man's threatening me and Mrs. and Little Drag? I want to play it for Mr. Cruz here, because he seems to think that I've unjustly attacked G-Man. So I would like to show him that. Thank you. So, no, the issue here is that no one's trying to fool anybody. Now, I know there's folks who, there are folks who are secular, believe it or not, there are folks who are secular who don't agree with this new kind of transgender movement thing. Look, they're out there, okay? Some of them think that this is just a mental disorder, like they're just kind of confused about what's going on in their life and their body. I know there's secular people who think like that, and that's them. Some of them have better reasons than others. It's not simply a secular religious thing. There are religious people who accept trans individuals. You know what? It's not that simple dichotomy like that. I know it's easy to presume that, but it's not like that all the time.
You know what the term Christian comes from? You know what it actually means? The persecuted church. That's what the term means. Look it up. It means the persecuted church. And that's what we are. We understood when we was in church, and we, as new believers, and we came up in the new believers class, Mr. Dragnauct. Okay? We knew then when we went out on the street and dude came after me with a broom just because I said Jesus loves you.
Something tells me there's more to that story. If somebody's coming at you with a broom and that's all you said and that's all you did, come on now. Come on now. There's more to that story. That don't make no sense. There's plenty of people who get told that on a daily. That there's people who tell me that at the drive-thru. Ain't nobody been stabbed or pulled through the drive-thru window. Come on now. Like it's interesting to hear stories like that, but it's like there's literally never seen. I've seen people been pulled out their cars and stuff like that for disrespecting folks, right? That's all that happened. Okay, I'm a little skeptical about that.
I'm a kid. This guy's an adult. He came after me with a broom. He probably was an atheist. He probably was an atheist. I'm sure he was an atheist. Wait, let's do this different. I don't know. He must have been an atheist. Well, I don't get it. Maybe he was an atheist. Okay, let me finish. So no, it's not possible that that gays are naturally gay. Now I do believe, because my friend across the street, whose mom was gay, and
oh man, so this is just man. Tell people to go burn a fire is natural. Yeah, it's a different standard. Different standard, Allie. Oh wow. Dragnauct, the part he's leaving out is that all he said was Jesus loves you while not wearing pants. Yeah, it's just I'm not believing the story. I'm just not believing the story. Shoot. Hold on. Because if I click on it if I click on the links in the actual stream on here and what you call them, it's going to fuck up everything. So there we go. All right. So here you go, Mr. Cruz. I'm going to.
Dragnauct keeps making all of these.
I'm going to play something real quick. If you're wondering, one of the reasons I go after G-Man and why people should. So. You know, how did I find G-Man's dad? Doc Savage found him. Thank you. This is good, Sabella. This is good.
These videos and encouraging people to call my job to try to get me fired. I got the proof on YouTube and I got the proof on my phone that this is what they're doing. I hope Dragnauct got his kick.
You went from this is what Dragnauct's doing to this is what they're doing.
And his giggles and his laughs, because it's about to get real serious. I'm going to be streaming on my laptop soon, and then you're going to see me do something on YouTube you have never seen me do before. And no, it's not flagging a YouTube channel. He's going to wish I did that. Dragnauct right now is cyberbullying. They're going way too far with this. Way too far with this. And I'm a man of my word. Just give me a second here. I got news for the people that are supporting Dragnauct. It's about to get real around here. I just got to find it here. Hold on. Give me a second here, guys. Does everybody on here think I'm playing games and whatnot? And I'm not. Oh, the fun I'm going to have soon. I will be in a Google Hangout later, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do about this. I'm done playing games with you guys. You want to go play? Go play with my child. I told you guys, don't mess with me. And it ain't just him. Sokka, JD Kane, Cliff Jumper. I sell barrels for a living. I'm coming after you now. And Dragnauct, I've warned you over and over and over again. It ain't just open season on you, dude. It's open season on your wife and on your child. Because the police is going to be at your house soon, dude. Mark my word. I want to make sure the police sees this before I call them a little bit later. The only person this guy talks about on this YouTube channel is me. I have more than enough evidence, and I'm going to start using this against him, okay? Not only that, but he collects money on his Patreon project here to come after me, all right? So we'll get to that a little bit later. He has collected money or for defaming my character. here on the internet and lying about what I have done and what I have not done. He has repeatedly said that I have stolen a safe, which he cannot prove, and I'm about to press charges on this guy. And whatever grievances you have with me, you can tell that to the judge. I'm done talking. But first, I'm gonna make a public example out of this imbecile. I'm gonna make a public.
So evidently, it's me, then it's other people, then it's me, then it's other people, then he has evidence, but for some reason my kid gets brought into this. Now, I don't know about you, but if I have a beef with another grown man, I don't go after their kid or their wife. Maybe that's just kind of the environment that I grew up in, but just saying, maybe you didn't see that, but we can send you these videos because he sure enough took him down when he realized how bad it made him look. Because certain other Christians had to talk to him and say, you know what? It's not good. It's not good. Not good at all. Oh, some of y'all want the sound. Let me play soundboard then.
How stupid can this guy be?
I stole $3,000. I sell barrels for a living. I'm a joke on here. I create atheists because I have thin skin. Come to Jersey City. That's all I got to say. The time for calming down is over.
What is your address, big boy?
I'm reporting them to YouTube. I just gave you evidence for the existence of God. I am not calling her a whore. For first of all, for cyberbullying me. Like, I don't understand the atheist community. I have a track record of lying here on the internet. I will stomp a mud hole in you, sir. I'm gonna expose myself on YouTube. I'm gonna make a YouTube video embarrassing myself. You're about to get a lesson in scripture now, okay? You can't beat me in fighting. You can't beat me in chemistry. You can't beat me in biology. You can't even walk better than me. You can't outrun me. Dude, you can't even outtalk me.
All right, there we go. So, a bit from the soundboard. Oh man, might play the intro as the outro just because.
His brother was gay. He had two brothers. One died at birth, and he was gay, and his brother was gay. And his sister was never gay. Now, I don't know. She had some problems coming up. Last I checked, she was kind of tomboyish. She went from being Miss Super Sex Symbol, which I don't condone that either, to being kind of dykish, tomboyish. I don't know what caused that, but she went from being, this girl who was looking good. I said, "Bunny, you looking good, baby." Man, because she was a tomboy when we was the kids, but she...
Oh, man, so was my wife. She was a tomboy for the longest. I mean, I'm just like, what did I got to do with anything? But maybe that's just who the fuck she is. I don't know. But my wife is feminized, I guess you could say, over the years. As people go through stages in their life where they feel like dressing a certain way, and then they move out of it. I don't know. That just... thank you, by the way. Sent me a little bit of cash. Appreciate that. This is for DeRoy. Thank you. I appreciate that in the name of Mr. Cruz here. But gay orientation class at Keystone JC's was every Friday for 6 weeks, and that was pathetic about it. I mean, the fact that it was for a few weeks, once a week, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, it seems like it was inconsequential, but I'm still trying to figure out what the issue was when it came to treating people like people. If treating gay people the same way you treat everyone else. I'm trying to see what's wrong with that. Yes, that's a garbage bag soccer. I was at 499 from Jason Leonard, and yet when I try to describe G-Man to people and why I follow this nonsense, they look at me like I'm a crazy one. Well, it's hard to get people caught up. We need like if there was a condensed version of what Hannibal and Monty did, and just to kind of to subway into what I do here, it would definitely be a lot easier, because you have to give people the backstory, and then now people just see, oh, that mean Dragnauct saying all this mean stuff, and they don't know the context, so it just seems like I'm just being an asshole, which I am. I'm not going to deny that, but I have pretty good reason. So So yeah, I'm wondering if he's watching the stream. Like I'm thinking, oh, oh, it makes sense now. I think he's watching the stream from the beginning, and I don't think that he realizes that he's talking in the live. I'm not sure if he knows that this is still live, because what he's responding to is something that we talked about like 10 minutes ago, or 10-15 minutes ago. I think he started from the beginning thinking that this is, oh wow, okay, maybe he doesn't know how to YouTube yet. So wow, okay, yeah, I think that's the case.
She hung out with girls. She hung out with, she didn't hang out with gay people or, lesbians. She hung out with regular girls, and they appreciated that she was the tough one in the bunch. And let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? And I'll get to it here at another comment you made about gays and hair. Okay? There's nothing wrong with people being different. Doctors, scientists, they say everybody has two sides of their brain. They have a feminine side and they have a male side, a masculine side, okay? That's fine. That does not make you gay. Okay? Just like when I had my very first best male friend. Okay? I had to stop ironing his clothes for him because he was like, okay, here, iron these pants for me. His mama was like, he ain't your wife. Me and his daddy didn't say it, his mama said it. He ain't your wife. Iron your own clothes. Well, he didn't know how to iron his clothes. I didn't mind doing it for him as long as I ain't got to do it all the time. But he didn't know how to put creases in his pants. And sure enough, she had him try to do it. He burned his pants up. You might say, well, he burned his pants on purpose, so he didn't have to do it. Well, I don't think he did.
Okay, that tells me he wasn't raised right. If he's willing to burn pants, I know just for me, like one of my, like, if y'all see how fucking big I am, my clothes ain't cheap. Okay? Why would you burn a good pair of pants because you're too fucking lazy? That's just lazy. That is so lazy. Fucking Cable said busting the cheeks. Cable, you gonna have to calm down, man. You wildin'. You out of pocket. Cable, you out of pocket with that. Okay. Oh wow. All right, okay. If some of y'all out of pocket. If some of you folks need to be caught up, I will be in Discord after this. I'm gonna start making dinner after I'm done with this, but I will be in Discord to kind of get folks caught up on the history of this. And that is to people who are currently messaging me right now. But like it's that's just so strange. Like, you're a good dude for helping him, but man, I still don't have a shirt on. Fuck all that. But yeah, you weren't his wife. You were his friend. I'm gonna get done. I'm gonna let him speak more so I can get done with this. What time? I'll be in Discord all tonight. I'll be in there all tonight. Jesus, like that's so lazy. That's so fucking lazy. Here's what you should do. You should have said, look, I'm gonna do this for you this time. The next time, like, I'm gonna show you how to do this yourself. And if you messing up your own clothes, then guess what? You're gonna go looking wrinkled and jacked up, because I ain't gonna be doing this all the time. But yeah, I get why you should have been apprehensive about it before the mama said that you ain't his wife. But just that it sounds like she said it just as a flippant remark. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be, like Cable say, you're gonna be busting them cheeks next. I don't think that was what she was getting at. But you felt some type of way about that and just backed off. Was like, I don't want no dude in my cheeks, so let me stop doing this.
But I never ironed his pants again because she dropped some knowledge on me there. Yeah, I ain't your wife. We ain't no item. You better iron your own pants. Your mama's right. She telling you right, boy. What you think I am? What kind of friendship you think we got? But yeah, He started ironing his own pants. And I just went to go see him in Ohio just recently, okay? I had to cook for him because he hurt his leg. We were supposed to go work together, but he called off work and was crawling around the house like a freaking tarantula because his leg was so messed up, he couldn't even answer the door. He had to crawl to the door to let me in. So I got up in the morning and cooked him lunch. I took the rent-a-car, went and got him, breakfast. Took the rent-a-car, got him lunch the next day and all that kind of stuff. We had a great time. But the dude, we couldn't have no fun because he's crawling on the floor like a tarantula.
Now I'm saying, if he's already down on the floor, y'all could have some fun. Okay, now, look, y'all got me saying crazy shit. Y'all, look, Cable, Eastwood, Hog Tie, y'all on timeout. Y'all starting this is crazy. This is crazy. I
come all the way out here from Ohio. I knew you hurt your leg. I didn't know you was crawling. Didn't know you couldn't stand on your own 2 feet, dude. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? He irons his own clothes now. Okay? I slept in the guest room. All his clothes was ironed. He ain't married. He ain't no woman ironing them for him. So he knows now how to iron his clothes. See, this is how you get away from that community. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get away from that community. You take responsibility.
Wait, so if you so him wanting you to iron his clothes was him propositioning you for sex? Help me, like, the anecdotes that you give me don't make any goddamn sense at all. It just sounds like this guy was fucking lazy and coddled, and he didn't know how to adult. What does that make? Did he offer to suck your dick? Was he asking you to beat his cheeks while he was down there? No, you taking this way too far. I would have, look, I hang out with a bisexual dude. I have no problem helping him with his clothes and stuff, but I'm pretty sure another grown man that wants his cheeks beaten will tell you. And I say, hey, you know what? 1 minute we eating breakfast, we doing ironing. Next minute he got my semen around his mouth. Like how does that even work? That just sounds like the worst plot to any porno, any gay porno somebody could come up with. Are you serious? Come on, man. Just ask him to iron his pants naked. Like, I don't get that. Like, how do you jump from doing the most, like, one of the most innocuous tasks that you can do as an adult to somehow, you know what? Next we're gonna be sleeping together. Like, that's the way that this comes across to me. That's you gotta get out of that gay community. You start doing favors for a dude, and all the next minute his dick is in your mouth. Like, are you serious? Come on. All right, yeah, and I have cooked, yeah. So if I cook for my younger brother who's gay, is that some weird, like, incestuous? Like, come on, like, you're doing way too much. You just out of pocket. This guy's so worked up about burning pants. Wait till he finds out about G-Man burning pee-pee. Uh-oh.
You take your masculine, feminine responsibility in life. That way you don't have to worry about becoming gay and transgender.
So hold on. Oh my God, he's so confused with gender roles and sexual orientation. It makes sense now. Yeah, it's so complicated. Just Bruce just starts sexually harassing. Yeah, exactly. That sounds like Bruce. Go sit in the corner, Bruce. Okay. It makes sense now, folks. He's conflating sexual orientation and gender roles. So, if I had to guess, this is a funny screenshot, though. I'll take that. All right. I'll say that one for the fat folder. All right. So, okay. Here is, based on the stuff that he said so far, it seems to be that he thinks that your sexual proclivities develop based solely on your environment. And get pretty much it's all nurture. It's almost entirely nurture for him. So if you are, I guess, cultured in an environment to follow what we consider, female traits or female habits and behaviors, then as a guy with a penis, then you'll somehow move towards being gay and liking men. But if you are on the right path and you're cultured into masculine things, then you'll grow up being heterosexual. This is if you're a guy. That seems to be his conception of how sexual orientation works, which that's not how that works, folks, at all. But that seems to be his conception of it. That's interesting. Not uncommon, but that's interesting. Very interesting.
Ugliest girls I've ever met. Their mamas taught them how to be feminine. Because why? They're still women, regardless of the fact that they can't.
I'm sorry, you can try to put as many silverback gorillas in the dress as you want to. I've seen some of the women here on YouTube, and some of the ones that hang around G-Man, and you can put pink lipstick on them all day long, but they still look fucking ugly. And there ain't nothing feminine about that at all whatsoever. I'm just saying, it's there. I'm putting it out there.
Can't get a date. They're still women. And in the eyes of God, they're still women because that's how he created them. God bless their heart. Let's do woman stuff. Let's love a man the way a woman love a man, and let a man love this ugly woman the way a man love a woman, because she's still a woman even though she don't get that many dates. And I really believe that not get too many dates is how a lot of men and women become part of that cult.
All right, brief intermission, folks. I'm going to play a G-Man video and help the wife. Give me 2 seconds. Huh? I just got your message. Hold on for a second now. All right. I'll be right back, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you're listening to right now is Dragnauct on his YouTube channel, violating my terms of service. So, this is what we're going to do here. If Dragnauct does not do something about that video on his YouTube channel, you guys are about to learn some things about Dragnauct. If it's okay for you to use my real name, then it's okay for me to use your real name. And guess what? I can delete this afterward just like you can, Dragnauct. Now, you want to play with me? You got 3 minutes. That's all I got to say. So anyway, he's still over there poking fun at about it, thinking it's okay to dot drop people. Then after that, he'll start taking things seriously. Not playing with these people. Let me go back over there and see my name still in that title. I'm sick and tired of these people. If I go back on that channel and he's laughing about this and no title has changed, he has not agreed to do it, you know what's going to happen. And then that's it. You guys ain't going to respect my privacy. I don't see the point of respecting his. I can go on Facebook and I can show you some things about Dragnauct too. I have no problem with that.
Don't do it to me. Respect each other's privacy, then you know what? Enough is enough. I'm tired of this. I don't respect nothing about you. I don't respect nothing about you.
Just give me a second here to find my memory card.
Am I trying to hide something for like the 30 of y'all that have me on Facebook? Is there something that he has that y'all don't have access to? Like, a fucking idiot. He's fucking stupid.
Yeah, not as stupid as you're going to look and as angry as people are going to be at you soon. Now you guys are putting my name in the title of your video. No, nobody contact me later saying, G-Man, you're a I don't want to hear that. And Dragnauct, I'm flagging that YouTube channel later because I know you're going to keep the title up there. And he's laughing. Listen, guys, I'm justified. Listen to him.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Of course you don't. You want to play with me? Because Dragnauct thinks I'm playing around here. Okay? Now, let's see if he's still laughing about that before I should put Hannah's face on here. So Dragnauct, what's it going to be, Dragnauct? You want to keep laughing, Dragnaught? Because I got video proof of this, Junior.
If G-Man thinks that bad shit's gonna happen to him before,
I already know that you are Gary Ridgway. I already know it, dude. I'm already in the process of prosecuting you. You keep playing games with me. You wait until I start getting on here and I start talking to my boys on here and whatnot. You ain't seen nothing yet, trust me. So let's try this, Dragnauct. Let's go back to your YouTube channel now, okay? And then let's see, because we're going after Miss Dragnaught too.
While he talks about what JD bought him.
Okay? So, now, ladies and gentlemen, you guys probably think I don't know nothing about his wife. Oh, trust you me. I know plenty about his wife and her family. I know a lot about it. I can buy a plane ticket, come to Houston, and go upside Dragnauct's head. I don't got a problem with that. Okay? And I'll do it right in front of his wife and his kid. Dragnaught won't exist tomorrow. Mark my words. And I'm actually thinking about filing a copyright claim several other people on here too. Especially Dragnaught, since he has my music on his channel multiple times without getting
without getting my permission, and I warned him about that. Now let's listen to Dragnauct laugh again, because I'm sure he thinks this is pretty funny.
He can't do imminent physical harm. He's in a different state. That doesn't count.
Dragnauct won't exist tomorrow. Mark my words.
I'm going to disappear.
I'm going to flag your channel down because you have violated. Look, let me show you guys something here. He's been doing G-Man Exposed, between all of the slander, between all of the times he used my real name on here, violated my likeness, slandering me, called my job, and physically got me fired. This buffoon is done. Mark my words. I done had it. I have reached my limit on here. If nobody else is going to be man or woman enough to say something to that jerk, then I'm going to be one right back. And I wish he was in New Jersey right now. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you something, Dragnauct. If I ever see you in New Jersey, dude, if you thought Triple H was vicious, dude, if I ever see you in my neck of the woods again, dude, I'm going to show you who ain't 5'11", dude. Seriously. I'm getting tired of this garbage. Stop violating my privacy. If you want to talk about me, fine. Stop putting my proper name in the title of your videos. I'm not playing with you. And Miss Dragnauct, mark my words. Mark my words. I will put it all on YouTube. Don't play with me. And your kid. Miss D dropped herself. All of his family members dropped themselves when they decided to get on social media. I'm not playing with Dragnauct. So again,
Woo, baby. Yeah, blast from the past, folks. Sun setting out there. Show y'all see this glare. Woo, baby.
People are deceived into being gay because as we have problems in the structure of the family and we have problems in relationships between men and women, like I said, I saw a girl break up with her boyfriend on Monday, and she was with a lesbian on Tuesday. So don't tell me that they was all this time gay. My daughter, who I talked about in the last video, nobody knows this but me and her mother.
And people on YouTube.
But I remember when my daughter was heterosexual. Okay? So she wasn't, so when she first came into this, she was not gay. She was not born gay. She liked boys. And then when she went to high school, I met some of her friends that I didn't like bringing in my house. But I didn't want to hurt her feelings. You know, she's a teenager. I got to be careful. So, but I could tell by their flamboyance that they had real pagan ideas. And it...
Wait. Okay, so it's impossible for someone to live in a culture where, okay, yeah, most of the folks who are my sex like people of the opposite sex, so I probably should do that too, you know, even though I'm kind of ambivalent about it. It's impossible for them just to kind of go with the flow and then go, you know what, I know what I like now. Because that doesn't happen. Nor is it that there are people who are attracted to both folks. Is that, I mean, bisexual people do exist. I know a few of them. So you can't look at somebody and just, you know, there's no mark on people for their sexuality. That's not how that works at all. You presume that she was heterosexual because a lot of us presume that because that's typically what we find. Yeah, there's a lot more heterosexual folks than any of the other, you know, categories. Fine. We presume that by default. But I don't know that. Just because you see them with a partner of the opposite sex doesn't mean that they're not bi. Hell, the dudes I hang out with mostly is bi. You don't know that. He looks like a dude. He looks like a round dude, but he's a dude. He likes titties just as much as me. Probably a little bit more. But guess what? He likes dicks too. How many people are going to catch that? People can catch that. Let's see if anybody catches that. Nobody's gonna catch. Oh no, I forget there's a delay. God damn it, I can't even do that joke because of the delay. Because people are like, what? Huh? Anyway, that's not like you presume that she was 100% heterosexual. She probably wasn't. She probably is gay, or she may have just been, you know, a lesbian, just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna try dudes. This is what Daddy would want me to do. Find me a good Christian boy. And go and have a good Christian family. And then she's like, you know what? I likes that snatch. And so she said, fuck it. You know, I don't know. I'm not her. I guarantee you if I would talk to her, she'd fall into one of those two categories. I almost guarantee you she would fall into one of those two categories. Just saying. She didn't wake up one day and go, oh man, I heard the vagina tasted really good, like apple pie. I wonder if I should try it. And then just got hooked and just said, screw it. Come on, that's not how that works.
It didn't just stop at being gay. Okay? Because as time went on, we caught them all smoking weed. I was wondering what's going on at my house when I'm gone. Typical teenagers coming up in a neighborhood like that. Okay? Yeah, they was in there smoking weed. They wasn't smoking in my house because they know that I would know it. But they was leaving home when they were supposed to be at home and going somewhere and smoking weed. And when I looked at the crowd of people that they were hanging out, I went to this one house looking for my daughters, and two homosexuals answered the door. They were two boys, two male homosexuals. This is the group of people that she started hanging around. Okay, they didn't win.
Okay, so two dudes who like penis and each other told her that, say, hey, this is awesome. We don't like vagina. That's not our thing. But we heard that, you know, possibly you girls kind of like each other's vaginas, so you should probably do. Like, what kind of conversation? Like, what do you think happened at that? Hey, girl. Hey, bitch. What's going on? Hey. So. You know Sharice comes by. She says she likes you. You're cute. She knows that, you know, she'll do the straight thing, but she was really feeling you, girl. She was really feeling you. I think that y'all should go ahead and hook up. That's just me. You know, me and Stan, but just y'all just make an item. I'm just saying, you know, just cover of Vogue. Bitch, that's you. Bitch, that's you. What happened? I don't get it. That's all the gay folks that I talk to. What you described.
I stole $3,000.
Thanks, Science Mel. Drugs are bad. Hey, also gay agenda. Yeah. This is the gay agenda nonsense that I hear about. This is it. I don't. Is there a manifesto somewhere of how people get recruited? I don't care how good somebody looks coming up to the door. They're not gonna convince me to put a penis in my mouth. I don't get this kind of stuff, man. This is a fantasy that you've cooked up because it makes sense to you. Something tells me that what you describe isn't really how she would describe her experiences. And that's the problem when you start speaking for other people. This is the way that you and yourself, you made sense of that, knowing what little you know about that. But here's the interesting thing. The fact that she couldn't come out to y'all and you had to kind of just uncover her learning her own sexuality, that tells me that she probably didn't feel comfortable enough. And so she probably pretended to be straight, which a lot of gay folks do. A lot of them do that because they're scared that they're going to get kicked out. A lot of the homeless teenagers are of the LGBTQ variety because their religious fanatic parents can't accept them. But they weren't going to live a lie like other folks. Some choose to live a lie and to, you know, pretend to be straight until they get, you know, independent and do their own thing. But just saying, something tells me that I might be closer to the truth than you.
From smoking marijuana to being LGBTQ. And then even then, she wasn't claiming to be gay, but after hanging out with these people long enough, okay, it wasn't until around the time of high school that she graduated that she told her mom, I'm gay.
Okay, so she told the mom. So she felt comfortable enough telling your then wife that she was gay, but not you. That says a lot. But here's something that I just remembered from earlier in the. Didn't you say that you were dressing up and someone had to tell you, one of your younger female family members had to tell you to stop dressing in women's clothing, and you smoke weed? So why aren't you gay? If this is the gateway into becoming gay, then how come you aren't gay? So there was something that stopped her. Was there someone who caught her dressing up as dudes, or did you not catch her dressing up as a dude in time enough for this magical transformation with marijuana to somehow none of this makes sense. None of this is consistent, because if we apply this weird scenario to you, then technically you should be gay. Just saying. Yeah, I'm about to kill this light because this is fucking annoying. God damn it. About to see my nipples now. Holy shit. Okay, that's better. Jesus. After this is done, I'm gonna start baking that chicken. It's kind of late, is it? Oh, it's almost 7 o'clock. We'll make that chicken tomorrow. What you want to eat, dear? Okay, just decide what you want to eat, and I'm sorry, I will. I did not intend on this going this long. I will get you whatever you want to eat tonight, okay? All right, so I guarantee you I'll be done in the next 30 minutes. You still won't know what to eat. Anyway, thank you, Scientist Mill. I pretend not to know science because, oh my God, people. Yeah, this is just mind-boggling to me. And this is probably one of my longer broadcasts because I want to get through this because this is just my mind is so full of fuck right now.
$3,000.
It is so full of fuck. The same stuff that you talk about that you used to do, your daughter did. And she's gay. And so from your perspective, the weed smoking was a catalyst basically. It was turn this into a science experiment. This turns into a chemistry experiment. The weed was a catalyst for her transformation into a homosexual. But for some reason, if we run that reaction again and put you as one of the reagents instead of her, we don't get the same result. So where's the difference? Tell me the difference here. Because I'm missing it. I'm completely missing it. And I don't get it.
Okay? So no! I watched my own daughter go from being heterosexual to gay. And she was indoctrinated because when she went to high school, the only people that wanted to hang out with her were these flamboyant ones, who we later found out were gay. Okay? So, your idea that you said that when you talked about that on our last video segment, you were being lazy and very naive when you said that. Well, maybe they were just gay from the... No. And people are not born gay. And let me tell you something else. Animals doing what they do sexually has nothing, absolutely zero to do with humans. Okay? Absolutely zero. I don't even want to hear about that garbage.
Okay? The fact because you don't want to hear about it because it goes against what you want to believe. Now, if our closest genetic cousins display traits of homosexuality, it kind of follows that some of members of our species, and I'm referencing chimpanzees, by the way, genetically, our genetic cousins, share a lot of our DNA with them. They display traits of homosexuality. Other members of the animal kingdom display the same traits of homosexuality. So, but if we go with any one of your theses, none of this stuff makes sense. The reason you don't want to look at it because you don't want to be challenged. You don't want your idea because you've cooked up from a sample population of one, what happens to literally everyone else in the world, which is amazing to me. How for some strange magical reason, your one or two experiences in the world account for literally everything. I would never be that pretentious. That just brings in so many variables that there's no way to account for that. It's just, well, I want to believe this because it fits a narrative. You don't have any actual evidence for that. Because I guarantee you, if we were to bring it just, and sure, if she agrees to, I would love just to talk to her and ask her, out of the scenario that you propose and the scenarios that I propose, which one of those is true? And have her acknowledge it. And I would be willing to put money on the fact that I'm right about that. But then again, I keep referencing, there's a whole school of thought around this. There's genetics, studies in genetics and twins on homosexuality. There's tons and tons of research on this stuff all the time that you're choosing now to ignore. If you want me to, again, you want me to link you some of the stuff, I can. But you can't, on the one hand, claim that your one experience in the world somehow trumps years and years of studies. Come on now.
Don't ever tell me that, well, animals are gay, two dogs are screwed. Yeah, right. And them two dogs did not have a baby, and two dogs look alike. Like one, the male can be prettier than the female.
I don't know what being pretty has anything to do with mating. I mean, we mate with folks who aren't pretty all the time, so I don't know. That as G-Man says, that's a mute point.
The only thing difference between them is their you know, female dogs don't have breasts. And let me shut up. Look.
What? Yeah, please shut up. Are you kidding me? What the hell do they feed the young with? What are them things that hang down there that the young go to? Are you kidding me? No, they don't have two titties. They got a bunch of fucking nipples. They have an entire belly full of mammary glands instead of just two areas on the chest. That's the difference. They still work the same way. Come on, man. Come on.
Now I'm starting to sound like you. Just take it somewhere where it ain't. Look, animals having sex is more about smells and feelings. Any real scientist knows that. Has nothing to do with jumping from one dimension to another, jumping from one lifestyle to another. Okay? So I went over my friend's house.
What?
Okay, and her dog was humping my leg. Okay, does that make me gay? Because
no, and you completely missed the point. You completely missed the point that I was making about that. Animals actually have partners, homosexual partners, not just humping, not just sex. Because if we're going to compare that, well, there's these pillows that some of us have here, that some of them are really long and some of them have anime characters on them and humans hump them. So again, this is a parallel to animals doing this versus the same thing. Humans hump other objects too. The expression of sexuality isn't what we're talking about here. We're talking about homosexuality. And I think, again, and you keep missing this point. You keep boiling down or distilling down people's sexual orientation to simply acts of sex. And that's a mentality that you need to get rid of, because that's if the only thing that makes you a straight man is the fact that you can have sex with a woman, you might want to check yourself. There's a lot that goes into actually being heterosexual other than just being physically able to put your penis in a vagina. It's more to it than that. The connection that you feel with that person as a companion of the opposite sex is a big part of that you keep kind of skipping over. You keep skipping over that, and this is the second time I've had to kind of address that, because every time, and I made a huge deal about this last time, you keep going back to sex. For you, the homosexual sex is what you're focusing on, and I have to ask why. Because at the end of the day, you can have a relationship with a person and not have sex. But is there a relationship if it's just sex and no feelings? You're not a companion? Does it work that way?
Her dog picked me to hump my leg. What does that make? That makes the dog human because he wants to hump a human leg? Then he started humping the boy's legs. When I kicked him off me, he started humping her grandson. So what does that mean? Does that mean that he's trying to molest the child now? Come on, Drag. Use your head, man. You ain't that stupid. All right, what else we got here? I'm going to have to do a part 2. As I said in the last video, again, atheists and LGBTQs were there. Yes, they were. But they were quiet, as I said earlier. I met atheists in the past, but you would never know they were atheists until you decide to talk to them about the Lord, or until you invited them to church. And, matter of fact, right before I moved back here to Pittsburgh, at my old church in New Kensington, an atheist showed up in my Sunday school class. He was very polite. He didn't say, I need to take you outside and have a dialogue with you. Oh, look at you. You're, like you do. Look at you, like you can't carry a sentence. You talk too slow. You.
No, okay. So look, each of us busting our balls here, each other's balls here on YouTube, shouldn't be mistaken for having, open, like having a better decorum in public. Come on now. This platform isn't the best for that. And so I don't take myself too seriously on here. And there's the kind of the antics and the kind of the funny stuff, us dressing up as each other, mocking each other. That's just kind of something to keep the audience entertained. But we are here for the dialogue. That's not something I really do in person because this is less personal, and so the humor, the ball busting, makes it a bit more. It adds a bit more levity to it, I guess you could say. But so don't take any of that stuff seriously. But I do want to address, the content of what you're saying here, because yeah, sure, that there were less vocal minorities in the past, whether it be atheists, whether it be LGBTQ. Yes, now because we want to try, at least some of us want to try and have equity and equality and all that fun shit for everybody, you're going to hear people more. As it's weird, as you move backwards in time, you'll hear less and less of certain groups of people. I made this distinction before. So the fact that you hear people now as much as you hear other folks, that disturbs you, because now you don't have the comfort of going, well, I can just rely on the fact that there are other people around me who agree with me. Now my ideas might be challenged. Why, if you are secure in where you are and who you are, is that an issue? I'm not LGBTQ, but you know what? Gay folks got a whole Pride Month now. They got a whole goddamn month. I don't give a shit. I see Macy's and Lowe's and all these other folks, Pride this, Pride that. They're milking it. They're making all types of money because they're pandering. You won't really find some gay folks that's gonna say, yeah, they're not pandering. It is what it is. But cool. So what? That ain't got shit to do with me. Who cares? That's not a part of my life. You mentioned the gnat in your house. That's less than a gnat. But you are disturbed now, it seems, because your ideas are being challenged and you don't like that. Things have changed. I know how older folks are when things change. That's the way the world is. You're going to get over that. I don't know what to tell you. You do have to get over that. Things are going to continue to change when I get your age. And I might get old and crotchety and go, oh man, they're playing these striking vipers again. Oh, these damn kids. Whatever. You know what? Things change. That's how society progresses. That may be hopefully it's for the better. Hopefully.
You look at your ears are too big. Why are you wearing that stupid hat? Wasn't like that. He's very polite. And he waited to the end of the class, and I said, what have you learned in the class today? He says, well, I understand what you're saying, but I'm an atheist. I said, I don't even know what that means, brother, because I didn't. God. He said, well, I'm not sure I believe in God. I'm not sure, Funny how he came up to the altar. I didn't fight with him. I just said, okay. I don't know what to say to him. But he came to the altar. I'm sure he was still an atheist, but he did come to the altar when people were coming up for prayer at the end of the service upstairs. So today he's probably a Christian. Or, if he's still an atheist,
Uh-oh, that's spinnies. Uh-oh. No. What's going on? All these are just anecdotes, man. Oh my God. Break it down. Drag dumb questions, excuses. Where am I at? 35, 30? Why'd it go back?
I don't know what to say to him. But he came to the altar. I'm sure he was still an atheist, but he did come to the altar when people were coming up for prayer at the end of the service upstairs. So today he's probably a Christian. Or, if he's still an atheist, that doesn't surprise me. But the point is, we're planting seeds here. We're planting seeds. And
awesome.
That's
I like
over your head.
seed.
They don't teach you that in college. They don't teach you that in college.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what?
They're not going to teach you. Probably a Christian. Or, if he's still an atheist, that doesn't surprise me. But the point is, we're planting seeds here. We're planting seeds. And that's over your head. They don't teach you that in college. They don't teach you that in college. They're not.
What the hell are you talking about? Wait, so hold on for a second. Wow. Okay. So Let me give you a perfect example of how that's wrong. I don't know the last time you've been to a college. I have no idea the last time you've actually been to a college. But there, even in the U.S. government class, look up Dr. Hostin, University of Houston, Clear Lake. Look Dr. Hostin, Hoston. Now you ask him, is his class designed to plant seeds of knowledge in people's heads? And tell him, Alfred sent you. Go ask that guy. University of Houston, Clear Lake, Dr. Hostin, Hoston, and ask him, is his U.S. government class designed to plant seeds? Because what you say is demonstrably false. And that's just one example. You could go to Dr. Lee and ask him, Dr. Yee, Y-I, Dr. Yee, another political science guy, Christian. What you say is demonstrably false. The fact that I can just remember them off the top of my head is because those guys have planted seeds in my head, and they've allowed me to have access to other forums in which we have deliberative dialogues and debates and discussions. I'm just saying. What you are saying is wrong. Now again, you've probably not been to college in I don't know how long, but that is what this is happening. That's what you're going to college to learn something. How are you going to college and not having seeds planted in people to change their minds about different topics? I mean, wow.
I'm going to teach you about how planting seeds, just like we're planting seeds into the kingdom of God, this whole liberal, transgender, gay movement, okay, is planting seeds. And it is a movement, it is a religion. It is planting seeds into our children and grandchildren, into our schools. Okay, you watch TV commercials show up. You're playing a video game, the new videos that come out for that year. Okay, so we're trying to get everybody, like a lot of movies come out today. Like back in the day, we loved to watch gay stuff because it was funny on TV. Like, I used to love to watch Eddie Murphy act silly on, Saturday Night Live and stuff like that. But I never thought that maybe, Eddie Murphy might be gay. Now, some people say all them guys that wore a dress did it because of the Illuminati. I don't know if I believe that 100%. I believe that in part, okay? That they wore dresses because of the Illuminati, and they took one in the butt because that's what the Illuminati is all about. It's all gay.
So we got conspiracies now. So we got wearing dresses leads to dick in the booty from elite secret organization that everyone seems to know about. Now, if any of this sounds fucking crazy to anybody, please let me know. So does the Illuminati now pay the gay recruiters to go out with the weed and the dildos to go and trick people to sit on the dildo laced, or the marijuana laced dildos, and then that's how they turn to the gay? Like this just becomes this weird sordid tale that makes no sense because it literally just seems like you're just making shit up as you go along. Like, do you actually have any tangible evidence? And let me say it. Tangible evidence, something that somebody can go and verify, other than personal anecdotes, because you're just pulling out conspiracies out of thin air. Because on one minute you were doing drugs, you were doing weed, and then you were sneaking girls in your room, and you were told, no, don't put on the wig, and you came out straight. But then you're saying your daughter was doing the weed, hanging out with folks, and then she's gay. But then, so what happened? Like, did the Illuminati recruiters see her but not see you? You see how none of this stuff makes sense? Let me see some receipts on this stuff. Just show me receipts, because none of this stuff, even in your own weird paradigm, none of it makes sense. You escape the gay pathway, but somehow the catalyst to the gay pathway she had and she didn't fall off the gay pathway, and now we got a secret organization who's working to make more people gay. For what? Why? What is the ultimate goal here? I have no idea where any of this goes because none of this makes sense at all. And it stems from, oh, look at that. Bought me a shirt. Fuck shirts. But this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy to me.
And I remember Mike Warnke was the first one that ever confused me. Look up Mike Warnke on YouTube. He's a comedian, but when he wrote the book, The Satan Seller, he mentioned the term Illuminati all through that book like 100 times. And Illuminati is a secret. Nobody knows about it. So if we are
nobody knows about it, but you sitting here talking about it. Does that just... Just, oh, I've seen this shirt.
But that one, look at that. That one's different.
Oh, I've seen this one. Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's your Star Trek shirt.
My Star Trek shirt, yeah. How is it a secret organization and you sitting here talking about it? Just take as long as you need to think about that. Just take as long as you need. Because, come on, every single person who mentions the Illuminati, there's quite a few people who know about it. How is it a secret if everybody knows about it? Right? Am I just tripping here? How's it a secret if you walk up to a random person on the street, you know what the Illuminati is? Yeah, I know what it is. I guarantee if I were to take and start doing a vlog and just start talking to random people on the street, hey, you ever heard of the Illuminati? Yeah. You ever heard of Illuminati? Yeah. I don't know what I heard of them. Yeah. It's not a secret if everybody knows about it. I'm sorry, Tupac busted that one open. The Illuminati, like, come on now.
Learning about the Illuminati today, it looked like they handed you an old beat up Ford so they could drive off with the Rolls Royce. Because something doesn't add up here. But, again, I do understand that all this stuff on television is you don't want me to say indoctrinated, is deceiving, influencing, planting seeds on our children. And that's what I'm concerned about. I'll say that later on in these notes. And when I say quiet, yes, there were plenty of homosexuals and atheists and them kind of people, but they were quiet. And what I meant when I said they were quiet, I didn't mean that they were afraid to say anything. No, what I meant were they were quiet. When I say that they were quiet, is that they were quiet publicly. But today it's all about attention. Matter of fact, I'm wondering if half the people in 2019 are really actually gay. They're just popping up like pancakes.
So they're doing gay stuff in public. So were they having the wrist straight and now it's just kind of bent? So everybody's just walking around with bent wrists, or what is? So are you talking about like public displays of affection? Because there's folks who don't like PDA, whether it's from straight couples or gay couples. So what specifically, are you talking about? Now I'm gonna guess you're talking about like two gay dudes holding hands or two gay girls kissing, which ain't gonna be too many people upset about that. But whatever, right? Okay, so if you don't like PDA, I get it. Cool. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's too much. But if you don't mind PDA, then you see two straight people kissing, there's two gay people kiss. Who cares? I don't like focus on people when I'm out in public like that. Like, unless I'm purposely people watching and I see something fucking funny, then yeah, maybe. If I'm people watching, if I'm in my people watching mode. But hell, like that's something that just, maybe I do other stuff when I go outside, like go wherever the hell I gotta go.
I'm wondering if most of them are gay. I believe half of them are just looking for attention. They're not really gay, they're just angry. I just believe people are angry.
What?
People, even these atheists, a lot of them.
I'm pissed off. I'm gonna go put a dick up my ass right now. Like, come on, does that make any kind of sense? When have you ever been so angry you just wanted to swallow another man's cock? Like, when does any of this stuff happen? Or at least put on airs as if you do those things? When has that ever come across your mind personally? I've been mad in my life. I've been mad to the point I wanted to push a dude down the stairs and then stomp his head. This is back when I was younger and much angrier. But I've never been so angry that I needed attention to go and pretend that I was a different sexual orientation. That makes no sense at all. I literally have never known anyone to be that angry in my life. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let me see something. Let me call up motherfucker real quick. Let me see something for a second. Oh, you are watching me live. Well, yeah, you responded to me earlier.
What's up?
Hey, I'm live right now. I got a quick question. Have you ever been so angry about something that you want to just walk out and just kind of pretend to be gay for attention?
What?
So I got the I'm responding to Mr. Cruz here, and he has a hypothesis here, and he doesn't think that the gay people that we see outside, he doesn't think half of them are actually gay. They're actually just upset and they're looking for attention. Have you ever been so mad that you just want to go outside and just be gay or pretend to be gay?
I can confidently say I don't think that that's how being angry works.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't tripping.
I swear to God I'm not on drugs. You just asked me that question, right?
Yeah, I did. Yes, I just want to make sure.
That might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard someone say, and that's like a very, very prestigious honor.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't tripping. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, later.
Later. Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping. I wanted to make sure, folks, I was not tripping. I never heard some shit like that in my life. I've heard a guy say, I'm so mad I could spit. This guy is so mad I could swallow. Sorry, because I bet this guy's angry all the time. I don't know. Oh my goodness. I don't know who else to call, really. That, you know what? Just for shits and giggles. Let me check with somebody else from a different country. Hello?
What's going on?
Hey, I'm live right.
What's going on?
I'm live right now. I don't know if you know. And are you watching me live?
I am. Go ahead.
Okay, so you know the question I'm about to ask you, right?
I think so. Go ahead.
Okay, so you ever been so mad that you just want to go outside for attention, and you just wanted to be gay? You ever got that mad in your life?
Not yet, man. Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, so there's still hope that you could.
I think I would find different ways to channel my anger. I can't even imagine that as an option, but I did see this video where someone prayed for the Holy Spirit to take away his thoughts, so maybe it'll happen later. I don't know, man.
Okay, maybe because I figured if I called somebody, I don't know, in a different country, maybe it was different over in your country.
No. When I get angry, I just kind of go into a shame spiral or something. Sorry, I could need more help.
Okay, all right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
I just called two separate fucking people in United States and in America's hat. Like, so I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. I just Mr. GPT, you can take that response as however you want to. If you want to interpret the facts of the matter and what he said that way, then that's on you, man. That's on you. Yeah. That's just interpret it however you want to, but you know how I feel. So anyway.
The real atheists don't really care to talk about it, but the ones that are on YouTube and always looking for a fight, I just believe that they're angry. You're not even real atheists. Neither are a lot of these.
Wait, okay, so hold on for the people. So let me get this straight. So the real atheists, the ones who aren't on YouTube, don't feel the need to express their thoughts, but the people who sign up for an account and then click live, they actually have something to say about the topic. I want you to take as long as you need to think about that. So we can address the anger part, but like I don't know who a true atheist is. I didn't know there was an atheist test. I didn't know you got to go up and suck off Dawkins or some shit like that. Go pray at the grave of Hitchens. Like, what is a true atheist? What does that mean? So yes, we will address the angry atheist trope is a thing, and some of us have actually made videos on that, and that is something we can get into in another time. But the stuff that you may have encountered may have been from shitty atheists. I have no problem saying that. If somebody's looking just to make you into a lol's cow for their channel, they're probably going to be pretty disrespectful to you. So I don't have a doubt that you've actually run across that. So I mean, it is what it is. But there is no true atheist. Just stop saying that, please.
Homosexuals, transgender people. You know what I'm saying? If you're really a real transgender, cut your nuts off. Cut your nuts off. You're a real transgender. But most transgenders don't do that. Now, there have been some that have done it, and the reports are just amazingly upsetting. But most of these transgender people have the ability to reverse it at any time, because they're not really, you know, they just want to go out there and, you know, like I said about Bruce Jenner, they're looking at Bruce Jenner doing that at such an old age, and now they're thinking, well, man, if I do that at a young age, oh my God, I'm already a pretty boy. How much harder is it to become a pretty boy, being no one wouldn't want to sleep with me anyway because I'm too pretty for women, so I'm prettier than half the women I date, so why don't I just become a pretty woman and see if I get more dates from boys?
So, hold on. So, if you don't get enough dates heterosexually and you're assigned gender, then you can just say, screw it, I'm gonna just play for the separate team and just fuck it. Like, just, that's not how that works at all. That's definitely not how that works. I just, like, the reasoning here is just amazing. Wow. Wow. Okay. Wow.
And we don't never talk about the fact that how many homosexuals end up getting out there and saying, oh snap, this ain't the lifestyle that I thought it was. I was just trying to gratify myself in a different way because I'm angry. As angry as I am and as sick of men as I am, or as sick of women as I am, no, I can't enjoy sex like this. I can't.
It sounds like they have a promiscuous lifestyle and they're participating in risky sex. You can, this is a hint, you may not know this, but you can do that as a heterosexual and have misgivings about that. Just because someone's a homosexual and is, you know, being very, very promiscuous and just endangering themselves unnecessarily, the fact that who they have sex with has come up doesn't mean that that is the focus or the crux of what they're doing. They probably have some other trauma that they're dealing with, and the best way that they can deal with it is through sex, especially if they've been sexually assaulted in the past. You'll find that people who say stuff like that have that in common. Again, actually talking to a lot of these folks will help you get some kind of perspective on that, other than just kind of, you know, postulating what you think is the case. I'm just saying. It just sounds like you're just kind of making up stuff. I called 2 people in 2 different countries, so now I have a sample size at least half as big, or excuse me, 2 times as big as yours. So far, I think I'm doing pretty good.
This isn't working for me. And not to mention, when you get out there and you understand what kind of people you're hanging around, just like that video that I watched just the other day, where these homosexuals were beating on this preacher because he went to their their school's pride thing, which, I don't see where Christians have a right to do that any more than we have Hebrew Israelites on the street hating on white people. But I think that we Christians should invite people to come to know the Lord, not try to, when you get out on the street and put up flags and banners and stuff and tell people they're going to hell, this is what the atheists are talking about. You're helping them win.
Yep, thank you.
Because we wouldn't want nobody, if someone did that, if an atheist came to my concert, okay, since both me and Dragnaugt's wife play ukulele, if an atheist came to my ukulele concert and said, "Oh, typical Christian, don't know how to play a guitar," which I do know how to play guitar. I played guitar before I started playing ukulele. Okay? And say, "Well, you don't know how to play guitar, so obviously he had to be a Christian and play a ukulele." You know, something dumb. Okay? I'd call the police on that loser. Why? Because this is not the place for that. I'm doing a concert. My fans are happy. We're preaching the gospel here to those that come willingly. Nobody's forcing them. So why are you here starting trouble? 911, baby, get the heck out of here. But I got to close here because if I go over 45 minutes, my phone will start acting dumb. Okay?
It's a weird
and you're
limit.
lucky that I don't have the funds nor the camera footage. Okay? The type of camera and internet footage that you have, or should I say technology that you have, you'd really be in trouble. So, what I'm going to do, you're going to have fun because I got 2 more pages here that I got to do. So, I suggest you wait and hear what I got to say on the other 2 pages.
Sure.
Before you dialogue, okay, or talk about it. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Well, we can definitely pick it up. I would have if you wanted me to sit and respond, I guess after you did the other ones, then I kind of needed to know that at the beginning rather than at the very end, because I would have had to watch the entire thing in order to get that bit of information. Anyway, okay, so yeah, so talk about lucky. Lucky he didn't have the technology. Oh man, that makes me sad. Like if there's somebody people need to be donating to, that this man here. But yeah, it took me a while to get the blue snowball microphone and Logitech thing. I didn't have all this stuff. I didn't, back when I was doing shit with Dark Matter and them. I had that shitty Logitech headset that y'all used to see me with all the time. Actually, the one right here, that shitty. Oh wow, that shitty Logitech one in this video right up here on the right hand side. Yeah, I had that, and that wasn't the best thing in the world. So, G-Man's gonna be jealous and not replace him, Grandpa. Yeah, he could be jealous. I mean, at least, I'm calling him Unc D-Roy, Unc Cruz. He's more interesting. I don't agree with him. I think he's wrong as hell about a lot of stuff. Well, at least he's funner. Like, look, come on now, look at this. Look at this here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Did you see this? Did you see? Look at this shit. I'm gonna play it again. Hold on.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dragnauct again with another one. This should be interesting. Honey, did y'all turn the heat up or something? I'm hot. You can't have the heat up like that in Texas, sweetheart. Get your ukulele out and play that song for you. You don't want Mr. Cruz Beachhead playing ukulele, because he play ukulele too. Maybe if I put a shirt on, maybe I won't be so hot.
Oh, that was good. If y'all didn't catch that, yeah, there we go. I forgot. Yeah, that was the first thing, because I was setting up the video. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, oh wow, that was funny. because that he's doing a high voice because evidently I don't have enough bass in my voice. I don't know. But just to be fair, when I hear myself on a stream, I was like, "Who? This dude sounds like a little bitch." I was like, "Oh shit, that's me." Oh goddamn. I hear myself a lot deeper. Oh, hold on. All right, so I'm gonna end this, folks. I'm in this. I'll be in Discord in a bit. So yeah. We'll if you need explaining on some of the G-Man background, hop in there. We're gonna catch y'all later. Bye.